All right, welcome everybody to the first ever episode of the Hardstuck Podcast. I'm Huntice, otherwise known as Tyler, and then we also have.
I'm Dane. I go by Bandit in game.
I'm Brent. I also go by Overly Fried Rice.
I'm Ale. I also go by Ale.
And then our producer on the side, who's helping us out.
Hello everyone, I'm Ian or Tokafar.
So yeah. All right, before we get into things, you might be wondering why I have a couch behind me and I'm not sitting on the couch. You might be wondering why Dane has such a good camera and why Brent has a really nice microphone but has very crappy reception, and then why Ali is blurred behind them. We're not getting into any of that, all right? We're not getting into any of those topics right now about all these questions that I've raised up for us, all right? We're going to first get into one of the things that might have drawn some of you people to this little podcast of ours, of the Hardstuck Podcast, and that's probably our little backstory. We're more likely known as the Crew Banner guys that you've seen all around on YouTube and all social medias and stuff like that. And yeah, so and then we have Crew's #1 fan, Ali, right here. The man himself, the man, the myth, the legend, the guy who's been to every single Crew game ever, including LCQ, and he knew that they were going to take it all and just bring it home, which they did, and now we're going to see them in Champions in a couple days' time, so that's really exciting. But yeah, you want to maybe introduce yourself just a little bit more, Ali, if you're down?
Well, I'm Ali, and I don't know, I've been a Crew fan since like Champs 2021, basically, and when they make the history run, it was funny because it was the same thing as it was this time. Like beating just fucking being bad at groups, kind of making it miraculously somehow to playoffs, and then going to beat Sentinels and Fnatic.
It would have been even funnier if they played against Sentinels, though.
Yeah, if you guys played against Sen in LCQ, that would have been funny.
I remember you saying
the rematch of the century, bro.
The rematch of the century.
Rematch of the century.
We
in
saw that
grand final.
Regular season, but grand finals would have been so much better. The way they ended. But unfortunately, we didn't get that. But it is what it is. Crew made it.
I'm happy.
Yeah, I'm happy. We get to support the boys, and that's all that matters. That's going to be pretty cool.
We're going to get to see a word or two.
Yeah. So we're probably going to leave a link to the story of the Crew Banner guys. It's from my POV, my perspective of how everything really went down. We'll probably just briefly go over it. I think all you guys have read it, right? For the most part, about the lore of the Crew Banner guys and all that.
I mean, it's also.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a really cool experience because
that first day,
little thing. Yeah, that first day.
That first day we were all there. The Furia game was so fun.
It was free. Yeah.
It was so fun.
It's funny.
Chat at the Furia girlfriends.
Yeah, you guys were in there.
Oh my gosh, the Furia girlfriends.
There's so many. There's so many things that happen.
Fans out there who were just trash talking everyone who was supporting Crew at the time in that.
It was the girlfriends of the Furia players.
It was DJs, QCKs, and I don't remember the third one.
Yeah. There's a G.
And they were going off, bro. It was so funny.
They almost got kicked out. Yeah.
Almost
got kicked out. That would be funny. Honestly, that would be funny.
Yeah.
They got kicked out. That'd been pretty funny.
No. If they would have, if they would have ended up kicking.
They'd be like, I'm out of here. But yeah. So it was really cool. You got all of us on the Crew train, Ali. That was because 3 against 1, and then so we're like, you know what? We gotta root for our Crew boys. They won their previous game against MIBR, so I'm just like, you know what? Gotta get on the Crew hype train, and hopefully they make it to champs. Yeah. They did. P.S. If nobody knows the Groupium, as people might know it, but yeah. So yeah, that was really cool, and then ever since then, just snowball Leviathan game, and then the Cloud9 game, and then the rematch for the Leviathan game, and it was super cool. And all of that, and probably one of the best esports experiences I've ever had.
Yeah,
And
LCQ is awesome.
Yeah.
it was
Like all the
Yeah, LCQ was
festivities
awesome.
they had, just like the atmosphere was
Yeah.
so
The whole
cool.
Cinderella run was just icing on the cake, bro.
Yeah.
It just made the whole experience so much
that's
better.
just what crew does best. I mean, there's nothing really else to it. So that's why Ali has been supporting him all these years, and he's just really good at converting people as well. That's why we're all here. We wouldn't
Yeah.
be here without him.
Like, I will say, Ali's energy is just so infectious that
Yeah.
like you can't help but like get hyped with him. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
that's true. And it was tough though. That way I had it, and like I lost my voice for like 4 days, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember
Bro,
that.
yeah.
It was so sad.
Yeah.
But
dude, there was
we're there
was-
for you.
at the end of the official crew esports video, like this guy was talking to, I forgot who it was, but like
You
he said
mentioned
his
that your voice is
like,
gone.
"Yeah, it was gone."
Yeah, one of those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it,
It was
was it Klaus or was it Davies?
I
don't
think
remember.
no, it was Kesnet.
Oh, Kesden. Okay, gotcha.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was Kesnet. Like, so he sang, and I was like, yo, yeah, he was like, yo, your voice is completely gone. I was like, yeah.
Yeah. I
It
remember.
was. Yeah, I think it was at the game against Leviathan.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Leviathan.
think so.
If not, it was the
Yeah.
C9 game, but I'm pretty sure it was the Leviathan game. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I think it was the Leviathan game because like yeah.
Because I think that was your like third day in a row, right? Just cheering them on or something like that. Was it third or second? I don't
Yeah, it
remember.
was my third.
The only
my
break
third
you
because,
had was when Cloud9 and Lev played in lower bracket, right? Yeah.
Yeah. No, even then, because I went to the Leviathan against C9.
Bro, you probably were people just like staring at you. You almost got jumped. There was nobody else besides you. Remember for the C9 versus crew game?
Yeah.
Like there was a couple of us with you,
They
but
were
you were the
like-
only one, pretty
Yeah.
much, right?
Bro, on
At
God,
the
even
Leviathan
I was
game,
thinking
yeah.
on their downfall, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'm a fraud.
There's
I'm a fraud, bro.
yeah, when Leviathan won the series and everything, I remember I stand up and I start saying bye to everyone.
Nah, you.
That's foul.
Yeah. Yeah, I stand up and say bye and nay, see you next season. I remember Vanity was there and I started looking at him too. I was like,
Oh, remember when
you're
for the C9 versus
bro.
crew game? Vanity,
yeah,
he turned
it was-
around and he was like,
yeah,
"Fuck you guys, F you."
Yeah.
And we're like, "Love you, Vanity. Nothing but the best for you,
love you, Vanity.
Vanity."
On God, it was to the point where I told him, I'm like, hey, I'm not with these guys. I swear.
Dude, after
You were with
hold up, after Brent
Yeah.
overly fried rice for that game against Leviathan, you're like, "Bye, I'm not really a C9 fan anymore." You're like, "I denounced my C9 merch because you got that signed hat and everything with all the C9 players across it. You got it with you right now."
Where is
I
it?
can bring it out. I have it on.
Oh,
Give me
good.
one
Alright.
second.
Oh, and then he won that mouse pad the final
Yeah,
day.
the mouse pad.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he wanted to sell it. No wait, it was a hat that he wanted to sell, right?
I don't remember. Was it?
I know
Yeah,
he
it was the head.
won. I know he won the Sentinels mouse pad.
Yeah, he won
and
the
then the guy
Sentinels.
who won the Cloud9
Oh, yeah, he
mouse
won the
pad wanted to
Sentinels.
trade with him.
Trade. It's traded.
This
Yeah.
is that hat itself, the C9 hat signed by the
Oh,
whole
no.
team.
Oh
This
my.
thing is
bro.
worth $0 now.
Oh my god.
Like on God.
It went
They gave me
down
a free
value.
t-shirt too. They gave me a free T-shirt. I'm not kidding about that, by the way.
Bro, of course
Wait, did you
he
get a
won
free
that.
t-shirt? What the wait, actually
Yeah, I got
let
a
me
free
show you
t-shirt.
guys
Like,
something.
I think the first time I saw it, the management team.
Cool.
And then the mouse pad is.
Mouse pad, yeah.
The mouse pad's cool.
That was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought Zowie would like, have a cool design on their mouse pad, but like they don't. It's just really blank. But like, here it is.
It's honestly better than the Sentinels one because they only had 3 signatures. This one has the full team.
Yeah, I
Okay.
agree.
Oh,
This
yeah.
one I think has 5 on it.
It's
Yeah,
it's
fine.
just
What I have?
missing what?
It's
Leaf?
missing Leaf and MCE. That's it.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Oh,
What
that's
I have?
cool.
Oh, that's neat.
That's hype.
Is that that Cloud9? Do you want I can trade it.
You wave goodbye to them.
Trade.
Yeah.
That's you're different for that, LA.
That is too funny. But yeah,
Imagine
so,
Yeah.
behind yourself after like the C9 versus Leviathan game.
oh my gosh.
That would.
I remember it. Yeah.
MC would actually just straight up just shoot him at that point. Honestly.
Oh, after the Leviathan game, again,
No, it was
for
Crew. It
no,
was
no, no.
Crew. Yeah, it
Yeah,
was
crew.
It was true.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
asked
it was Crew. It
them.
was Crew.
I asked him, who do you think is going to win between Sentinels and Leviathan? And he said, I don't give a get out of my way. And then Jakey was right next to him, and he started busting out laughing, and they went out the door. And it was so funny. I'm like, damn, bro was pissed. Like, he gave me a
Bro
side
was-
eye and
bro was
everything.
pissed.
Well, I mean,
really heated.
you have to think about, like, not only were they close to making champs, like they could have probably, like, they had
They
the player
just-
quality and like
Honestly,
the
if they
strategic
won that
minds.
match,
to-
they would have had a. If they won that match, they would have had a guaranteed spot because they have 2 map bans at that point. So
yeah.
they just banned Cruz
Yeah,
Yeah,
best map. And
they
then
might have
they
actually
banned-
won.
Also,
They could've
it's like a repeat of what happened last playoffs
Yeah,
for
when
League
they're like
Slope. That's
literally
for
one game away from
Tokyo.
making it to an international event, and then they just crumbled.
Yeah. So I
It's
could
always
see why he was angry.
Like Cinderella stories that just kill C9 because first it was EG. Nobody thought they were gonna make it, to Champions Tokyo, and then they basically are the ones that put the first dagger in C9's heart, and then after that it was NRG, and that was during playoffs of regular season, and afterwards
don't forget, that was
LCQ.
Lowers, no?
too. Like, as much as the Energy Core has like really good roster, that was technically an upset since last time they played C9 won.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Because C9 only lost against Loud at the beginning of the,
Yep.
the
Yeah, like
season.
week 1.
only loud.
And
That's
that was
right.
just-
Yeah,
That was 1
It was week 1?
I
was
think it was
2-1.
week 1 or 2.
It was, I think, week
Oh.
2. Yeah, it was week 2.
Because they played-
Okay.
Rue first,
it
right?
sucks.
I
It
don't
sucks
remember who
though
they
for
played.
They
C9.
played
Let's see.
EG first, and then
They did play EG
Wonder
first, you're
Thieves
right.
was next. I'm not sure. It's been a while. It's been like a couple months.
It's been a hot minute.
Okay.
It's been a hot minute.
It's been a couple months already. Well, like, it's been like,
Yeah,
what, like 4 months
was-
already of that?
They played
Time flies.
EG and then Loud, and then didn't lose a game until they played EG in the playoffs.
That's crazy. All right, so get into like all the playoffs and stuff. Ian, Tokify, are you able to just really quick pull up the champions bracket for champions right now, or you could just have Dane do it, which is fine.
I have it.
All right,
Okay.
just Dane, if you're just down and pull it up really quick, then. And the stream on the so we can all see them, we can just all agree and just talk about.
Am I or is
what
Ali
we're
pulling it up?
Dane,
I
Oh,
can
I
put it
think
out.
we have
you do it.
another
Okay,
guest
okay.
joining right now. I think.
Yeah,
Actually-
Matthew said,
Yeah. So, would you like
Stream
to
on
introduce
Discord.
yourself?
yeah.
Really quick. Little introduction. Who's muted? You're muted.
I
I
Mike?
think you're
you-
muted.
He's muted. You're muted. You're muted. You're muted.
Or wait, your mic is your headset
Oh,
working?
there we go.
There we go.
Nice.
There you go.
Now-
That is
now.
the best introduction
There we go,
ever.
yeah.
What's going on, guys? My name's Matthew, otherwise known as Hoverboard. But you can spell it backwards. That's how it's said. But everyone gets my name wrong. So yeah, here to talk about VCT upcoming matches and qualifying. It's gonna be great.
Awesome. All right.
So are we gonna get into our champs predictions then?
Yeah.
We're
I guess
just
so.
we're gonna sort of hive mind it, right? Sort of go with what the group thinks.
Mm-hmm.
Are we
Yeah,
gonna
so
do
let's highlight
pick-ems
it.
or just overview?
Yeah, we're
Group
gonna do pick-ems.
pick-ems.
Honestly,
Yeah, we'll
though,
do it.
pick-ems is
Okay,
just gonna
okay,
be everyone agreeing except me.
Yeah.
Like-
And then
Yeah, you're just gonna
Yeah.
just play devil's advocate for every team. You're gonna have Billy going through.
On God, bro. Wait, what's the?
Hey,
wait,
who's-
hold on, let me pull up my pick-em joke. Let me pull up the lineup, group stage lineup real quick.
I mean,
Just
I
so I
think you
can,
all
like,
agree that
find
Group
out
B and
who
C
we-
are practically the same for everybody.
Not
Mm-hmm.
for Brent. He has Billy
Yeah.
going through.
On God, say that diss fanatic, then Billy Gaming diss fanatic, bro. On
Wait.
God.
Who had set up beating Fnatic?
No, no. Brent has Billy.
There was someone.
On God.
Brent has.
Okay, listen. First game against Zeta, it's gonna be close, 2-1, right? But in favor of Zeta. Then elimination bracket, Billy Gaming, this Fnatic 2-0. I'm calling you right now.
Wait, so
Really?
you think Fnatic doesn't beat
You're
Zeta?
saying that back-to-back champions is gonna get eliminated on groups.
Hey, call me crazy, but like Fnatic is gonna choke. I swear.
So are you
Dude,
saying
and
that?
choke at
So
champions.
are you
this is
saying?
not. This is
No.
not
So are you
Fnatic.
saying that Fnatic are gonna pull what Sentinels did 2 years ago,
Okay.
going from being the unstoppable team and getting bottomed out of their group right away? That's a
I would
That's a hard
probably
call.
say yes if they got second place at Tokyo, because second place curse.
But they
But-
didn't.
Second place curse. Wait, if that is EG will supposed to lose against FanPlus. No, I don't know. I don't know. I don't see that happening.
I think
Like that's the
B
easiest opponent
I
that
think
they could have
B-
gone.
is the
Yeah.
I think B is an easy group for EG. I think they are the top team in that group. I do think
Yeah, I
T1 is also favored in this group.
I
Don't get me wrong, Foot is also one of
Foot is
the
good.
dark horses coming into it, but I think T1
Yeah.
bests them.
I think it all
Slightly
comes
better.
down to the lower bracket final in Group B. I think
The decider match.
yeah, I think EG will win 2-0 go through, and then I think I personally think T1 have better player quality than Foot, so I would have T1 going through on that lower side, but I could see Foot making a run.
It'll be an
and
interesting
qualify for
matchup
playoffs.
between Saya player and Kiwi. I'd like to see that. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I like
I
the
worry.
match.
I
Oh,
worry.
yeah.
I think Sai's a little bit more consistent than
Kiwi.
Kiwi, and
which is
but
more of the
remember-
reason why.
Kiwi plays Neon. So
Remember, Kiwi is Turkish. That
Fair.
just remember Alphager or CNET.
okay, yeah, but I mean, you can't really use the CNET argument right now.
I would argue that
Hey,
actually
he's
it's not really
he's still playing good as a Jet though.
Yeah, but just as a Jet.
I would actually
Whoa.
argue that I think it's really up to whether Saya player performs. It's actually up to Ban performing. Because Saya player is consistently pretty good, right? Like he's
Yeah.
proven himself both on the guard and
No,
T1 at this point.
I feel it's more to Carpe.
Yeah, I think because he plays such a wide variety of agents, because he's playing the flex. He plays. I know he plays Flash initiators, and then he's also playing like Brim on a couple maps. And
That's
like,
true. Yeah, he plays a lot. He plays a lot
so
of
I think like at the beginning of the season when T1 didn't look too convincing, I think like after they lost to Genji and Paper Rex, even though they're two strong opponents, especially at the beginning of the year, Carpe wasn't playing all too well. I mean, the whole team wasn't. It was basically Saya carrying, but I do agree that I think it's going to rely on not how well Saya plays, because I think Saya's baseline is pretty good, but I think
yeah, definitely 100%.
I think how well the sport players play around him will influence how far they can make it into.
Oh yeah, I 100% agree. But I also want to point out that Ban also is sometimes plays Jet when there's a double duelist comp on certain.
Yes,
Yeah.
because
So,
Saya's
yeah,
race
there-
has looked incredible this year. Like it's genuinely an
but then-
underrated race.
And then Ban's
Wait, is
like
Saya
Jet
have plays race?
Jets. Like,
Saya player, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember that.
But if you guys want to do a we can go through and do a group pick'ems if we want.
Beacons. Okay.
Yeah.
Can we all agree that group update is actually group A and not group D?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I think there's more upset potential in
In group A?
In Group
yeah,
A.
because I think both Crew and Giants have upset potential, but I think
Sure.
No one in
I
Group
think-
D, all of them are well too known for them to even be considered teams that can upset another team.
Yeah.
Because Group D has such a strong
Yeah.
caliber. In Group A, if we're looking at Group A, we got Crew. They just came out of LCQ. They went 0-9 in the
Yeah.
regular season. Come back to fighting in LCQ, go 5-0. And then you got Giants just missing out on Tokyo, but then come storming through the LCQ So they both have potential to upset Paper X and EDG.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
about Paper X though, because
I-
with something, their firepower is just increased significantly.
Yeah, I
So-
think
Yeah.
like in my notes I have PRX clears. They went T3 without their top 3 team without something in the last tournament. I think with something like going back to their old comps, like playing the Reyna on bind and stuff, I think like it's gonna be very hard to bounce them.
I
Right,
still found
especially
it
in groups.
incredible that Cigarette CGRS found so much impact during that Tokyo run,
Yeah.
and they were able to place top 3. They were able to beat NRG. They were able
Yeah.
to beat Edward Gaming.
It's
They were,
scary to think when something
That's
is playing,
surprisingly.
what's gonna happen.
yeah, that
Yeah,
once.
that's
Wow.
It's
So
scary to
I
think
hope.
about.
I wonder if there's gonna be a change of pace when something gets in, or if something is going to go horribly wrong because of this
Oh.
international stage experience.
Oh.
Who knows?
I'm
know-
gonna I dislike the whole lack of international experience
That is true.
argument.
They did play a
I
lot
agree
of
with that,
LAN,
That's true.
Like
but
Secret literally just came in for like he was a streamer and he still performed really well.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
I
just
thought that was a
remember
miracle in
the first
itself.
game, like, yeah, also true.
I'm gonna find
But-
it
I mean,
funny
just the
if
first game
Paper
for
X do
Cigarette,
worse
like
than
he
that.
played really bad though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
also the thing is there was no I will sort of play devil's advocate and say there was no expectations on cigarettes
There's
and there was
none.
very low expectations on Paper
There
X
was none, yeah.
and there are
Had them going out
immense
immediately.
yeah
Had them immediately.
there are immense expectations on both something and Paper X with something. So I worry that it could play into effect, but overall I would rather lean towards something being a great player than say he lacks international LAN experience.
Even though
That's-
I'm with the crew boys, I love my crew boys. I could see them winning their decider matchup, but against Paper X for the opening, I have Paper X as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
I will agree. I have
Yeah,
Paper
I
X
played
going
very,
through.
yeah.
Alright,
Even me,
hear me
out.
they looked
Can
strong.
Even him.
honestly.
I'm done.
Kesney clears something.
They're
and
one of the few
Forsaken
teams-
go 0-10.
Yeah, that would be one of the ways.
Hear me out. It's gonna be
Yeah.
fine.
That's true.
Davies gonna play Chambers, Kez is gonna play Raze, Kez just double satchels into something and kills him, and then Davies just head taps while lurking and kills
Damn. That is one prediction that
And
you
we're gonna
already
have
know what map in
Forsaken
this
missing his
this
lineups
situation.
all around, every round.
Oh yeah, missing him on the roof of B.
But let me tell you guys
My
something.
God.
If there is a match in this tournament that is the biggest upset, it's gonna be that Paper X versus Crew game. Because
Yep.
Crew will come fighting
Yeah.
right
Oh,
off
yeah.
the bat.
Crew
Definitely.
and
They're running
Actually,
on a huge momentum run right now, so
yeah,
I can
and
definitely-
crew are
That's
good.
true. No, you know,
Crew play very well into aggressive teams, and
That's
Paper X
perfect.
is the aggressive team.
that's
So
true.
I
As of now, I would say there's a 66% chance of Paper X winning with a 33% chance of Crew.
was going
Yeah,
with
it's
the flat check.
it's a 64, yeah. The flat chat.
The odd, I mean, if you look at the odds, it's 1.35 Paper X to 2.9 on Crew. So it's not too out of whack here. There
It's
is
not too far
potential
away.
for
No,
Crew to
no.
come in.
I would
It's
also
not-
like to
It's
point
just
out
Crew is
that
coming with a huge momentum.
Yeah,
I
Crew
would also
does
like to
have the
point out
momentum.
that, with Forsaken going back on IGL with something playing, I feel like they're going to be their pushes are probably going to be a lot more coordinated as well.
Who was calling during Tokyo? Was it Devi?
It was
Well,
literally
we know
every
one
single
knows.
one of them was calling.
that they all
They had no
even
idea.
even
Yeah.
during regular season, even during playoffs, there's not Forsaken is the caller, but the apart it's sort of like how Marv was calling when he first started calling, how it was he sort of gave like an overarching plan to the round like at the beginning,
Right.
and
So-
then
Oh,
it's
God,
sort
they
of
run
just
like ants, bro. They are literally
No.
ants, bro. They work as a
yeah,
python.
and then it would just sort of end up with like Saucy and Zekin, like the very vocal players, mid rounding, and that's sort of how it went. It was like Forsaken giving like an overarching plan, and then it was like Devi and him sort of working out the mid
And
rounding.
Mind Freak, yeah.
I know we
It's
kind of
crazy how
already
they-
passed the discussion, but I would also like to point out I feel like Paper X is only favorited so much because Seagrass just happened to bring an agent that no one knew how to play against. Like that's
Well-
not like me trolling either. That's like my actual take.
Loud
Like,
used
Paper only went third because
um,
no one knew how to play against a lineup against no one knew how to play counter
Gecko?
Gecko lineup.
I would say that
on God.
That's true.
Loud played some decent Gecko during the regular season, and maybe Crew. I can double check
Wait,
if they
they
went up
play
against
Gecko?
it. Loud did.
Loud
They
Loud
did,
were
they
experimenting
did
with
for
their
a
own split.
very
I
short
don't
period
know,
amount of
yeah.
time.
It was
So,
during
you
the
can't
start
tell
of
me
the season,
that
I
like
think.
Loud. You can't tell me that Loud's lineups were as good as Secrets. Like
No, Cigarettes is definitely
No.
better, but they do have
he
Yeah,
had
some
so
homie,
much
experience.
homie did his homework though.
Cigarettes did have a lot of Gecko tech. Like for
Like,
example, on
he had
Lotus, he
so
had a
much
lineup from Tree
Oh
that
yeah,
would lay
Lotus.
up,
That was
He has a
insane
like-
clip.
Yeah.
That was
And
an
then-
insane clip.
you util dump all that because they're forced off an angle.
Yeah, exactly. And like it
But-
just helps that his little what is it called? His flash basically. Like
Is he?
like the fact that he had so much like potential to just throw it through like a small hole in the ceiling and just flash everyone, like it throws everyone off. Like how are you supposed to like play against that? Like,
You don't.
So
That is
I
the thing.
think, I think we should look at moving forward here, but
Yeah.
I'll get into my Gecko takes going forward. But are we all in agreement that even though it's going to be close, it's a Paper X win here?
It's
Yeah.
definitely a paper
Yeah,
X
it's a
win.
paper wings.
Okay, and then
I guess.
Edward. Ugh, Edward do be gaming. They really do be
Hear me
gaming.
out. Hear me out.
Who's Edward and why are they
Hear me out.
gaming?
All right.
These
That's your hot take.
is they are everyone is ranking G so high with nonsense. Only because Kankan is going straight forward W shooting people with an OP. When you don't have no idea how to play against that.
I will agree with
Okay,
you,
but,
LA.
like, you can't just say that though, because like nobody and like his whole team were performing really well in
Yeah,
Tokyo as
yeah.
well.
No. I'm not gonna. I'm not
in
gonna
defense, they're
discount.
playing good.
Yeah, I'm not gonna discount the. They played very well. But I personally think, like, especially in media right now, EDG is getting a little overrated. I think a part of what made their run in Tokyo, obviously they have really nice player quality. Like all the players on that team are like very good, especially in their individual roles. But no one expected them to do as well as they did, and they were playing Gecko on a lot of maps. And in my opinion, I don't think a lot of teams were like scrimming against Gecko and different Gecko comps.
They're not
So I
used to
think-
it, basically.
Yeah, I think part of the reason why they
It's
did so
like-
well
yeah.
it was the surprise factor. Like, I don't think teams were ready for it, and I think that's sort of why we started to see EDG pitter out towards like in playoffs. Like, even though they were still playing well, I think the reason why they're still in rounds and in games was because of how good their players were. So I worry that
Also,
that trend will continue
Yeah.
now that there's so much more time to for teams to have sort of like looked into the Gecko stuff and seen what's the best way to counter it and play against it. I worry that there might be some challenges there, but I'm still very high on EDG. I think they win
Well,
this.
I mean, like,
Look,
how
also
many times
think-
did they even play Gecko though?
What were you gonna say, Alan?
Bind.
Yeah,
I know they play on Bind.
They played
Yeah,
it. They
Bind.
played on Bind.
Gecko,
They
but
Kang
Yeah,
Kang
and
also
You
played
have
it on.
Kankan opening with a Gecko. It's just it doesn't make sense. There's
Okay,
no
like,
way it
okay.
makes sense.
so what I'm looking at right now, Bind is the only map where they ever played Gecko, which means that every
Yeah.
other map that they played against, they played pretty standard comps. It looks like they look like they played very standard EMEA comps. So like to say that like
They played
that is
Gecko
the sole
against
reason
Thailand.
why they made it to top six is kind of disingenuous in my opinion.
Look, just one
I
thing.
think you go.
I
Alex.
feel that when they play, okay, if you see a master circuit with who against who they play with, they didn't play against good things. Navi, that is like he's there. Navi's there because of Fnatic, basically. Even masters and champs, and then you have a Loud that is broken. And then you went to play against a Liquid that is also broken and nobody knows how they're playing. And you lost against them. And then you got to play a T1 that is playing mid and you also lost against them. And by the time you play a good team, even with a sub, was it Cigarettes, you lost.
Do you think that the experience, especially against Paper X previously in Tokyo, is probably what they needed to really drive them over the line for champs. So I mean, they have plenty of experience now against international teams. I would say they play a team from every single region. Yeah, they played. So
I think this is. I
Yeah.
think this is. I think this is definitely a. I'm favoring EDG here, but another argument I have for Giants is that
What's wrong?
Giants didn't really give up anything during their LCQ run. Like since they started upper
No,
bracket,
they showed 3 maps only.
they showed 3 maps, and their grand final was them trolling against
Yeah.
Navi, and they still won.
Yeah.
I think they have upset potential.
That was something.
Oh, yeah,
The
that
fact
was-
that-
Metal played
that game's a
chamber on every
50-50.
map. I think
Yeah,
it's
better
like
play, yeah.
I think EDG are favored here, but I think it's closer than a lot of people are saying.
I feel like a lot of these
I
games
would
in
personally
Group A are
disagree.
It's like a
very
50-50.
close.
It's a 50-50.
The reason why I would disagree is because, like, yes, like they played against very fractured teams at the beginning in Masters Tokyo, but even if you use that argument and say like, oh, when they went against Paper X, they lost, it was not a blowout at all. First map
Yeah,
was
that's fair.
14-12,
Yeah.
and the score was originally 11-4. And
Yeah.
then Paper X just won like, I think like
Yeah,
eight rounds in a row. Like,
Yeah. I very much I think the player quality on Android gaming is like very high. I think Kang, I think Smoggy, I think Chichu, I think they're all like very good players in their respective roles. I think they're fine for groups. I just worry about them going a little deeper.
I completely agree with that.
Well,
I
also,
agree with that.
also, I feel their macro and micro is like not good at all, and they play really by themselves.
I would argue
Well,
it
they
was
definitely play really
inconsistent.
puggy, that's for sure. They play very
I would argue
puggy.
I would argue
Yeah.
it was inconsistent because there were some games
Yeah.
where their
Very
like
inconsistent.
their mid rounding looked really good, and then there were some games, the games where it felt like Kong was just destroying everyone, where it felt like a pug, and I think that's just like it looked
It was
like
a
that
win
because
condition for them.
yeah, I think it
for
just
sure.
looked like that because Kong it looked like he was just running around killing everyone because he couldn't miss.
Yeah.
Literally.
But
Oh, God,
like,
that makes-
hold
that
on.
makes total sense.
So like last Champions, everybody highly rated EDG going to the tournament, remember?
Yes.
And then they
Very
went
true.
0-2, if I'm correct. I think they're gonna do
Yes.
better, but I do think that when EDG is overrated, they are going to get blown out of the water. I think that's
Also-
gonna happen again.
Also, think about it. Giants, they have what, three players that like are really good.
What the Nookie
You have the
Cloud is going to be the one to
you
look
have
out for.
Cloud.
and
I think-
Fatino.
Yeah,
If-
and here you have
as long as
Fatino.
Fatino doesn't like blunder huge, I think
Roll.
I think those three are
Well,
like
he's so
incredible on their roles right now.
I think everyone on that team is really
Yeah.
good, but the ones to look out for are
Yeah,
Fatino
well-
and Cloud.
Yeah, totally.
yeah.
Fatino and
I
Cloud.
feel Cloud is really
the ones to look out
inconsistent,
for.
but Fatino's always been like there. Like he's always there. He's always show. And then you have Nuki,
Who-
which is I
Who's the IGL?
think he
Snooki,
has
right?
the
Or is it
best
Hoodie?
ace.
I think it's
He's
Rhyme.
Rhyme.
Rhyme's
He's
Oh,
Rhyme.
Rhyme's
Rhyme.
Rhyme.
Rhyme is calling? As
Yeah.
dual? Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
Rhyme's
wait, no.
calling. There's an IGL.
Okay.
I really hope they try to get Nookie back on the Rays. Like if they can play bind and get Fatino on the chamber, I'd really like to see them
Oh, that would
put
be
Nookie on.
All right, guys, we cannot stay on this
Yeah.
topic forever.
Okay.
There's 5 of us
I-
here.
okay.
I say EDG. Dane says EDG.
I think it's a
I say
very
Giants.
evenly placed match, but I do
Okay.
have EDG taking the
We have
Okay,
4 for
there's-
EDG.
There's
So
3.
Yeah.
okay, so in the lower,
Crew.
Um,
We already.
Crew,
yeah,
crew,
I
crew.
don't
There's
think
no
I
way.
don't think
Crew.
Is the
It feels
Cripium
bad
gonna
because-
happen at this point? Yes, it has to. I think Cripium
Okay, on
is
God,
still
bro,
there.
the player quality on crew, like
They always
I think
learn their
every game
lesson.
is better, so much
I
better than
think-
Giants.
Who
Yeah,
cares what
yeah,
Giants
listen.
been hiding? It won't
I feel
matter.
bad because I think Giants can go through, but my heart says Crew.
Dude,
My
maybe
heart says
Honestly,
crew,
Crew.
yeah, but
Doesn't matter. It's crew.
They would probably
Yeah.
win against T1 if it was like Group B or something to qualify the playoffs, but they ain't in Group B. They ain't in Group A. This is the real
This
group
is
of
this
death.
is the
They're in
thing
the-
about chance
they're
because
in the
all the
best
teams
group,
coming
man.
in here are so good.
Yeah.
So it's hard. It's
Mhm.
hard to decipher how to just cut this field from 16 to 8 right away. It's
Yeah,
so hard to
crazy.
decipher.
But I think we're all in agreement that we're gonna have group.
Yeah, we are, Dane,
Yeah, we
right?
are.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
Honestly, I do think that
And,
EDG is
Paper
gonna
Rex.
lose.
Paper X.
Paper
Yeah, I
X.
think
Paper X.
paper.
Paper Rex
Paper
wins
Rex.
like no question asked.
No question. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Paper X is a lot like when EDG's playing Puggy. I think it's a very similar style to Paper X, but I think the players on Paper X just do it a little bit better. Like their micro play, like as far as like
It's just
Divide
weird,
with
yeah.
Forsaken or Divide with something. They play really well in small groups, and it really makes the macro game easier. Like the calling is super good because the players are so tight knit and they play so well together in like tiny parts of the map. And then Mind Freak is just like has the clutch gene. I'm convinced.
So like to point out that the minute Jing woke up last time they played, like sure, like whatchamacallit, true Concon was like diffing like their list and whatnot, but the minute Jing woke up, he just double satchel and killed him every single time, no matter what. He like even when he was
Yeah.
offing, he would double satchel and kill him like first thing.
It's true.
So-
Do you remember the games against Fnatic? Like literally, who was bringing back Paper X? It was Jing.
Jing had like 18 kills.
on that map.
That was crazy.
Yeah, I think it was like a 600. I remember seeing like a 600.
ACS.
Yeah, ACS.
That's crazy.
Jing is
against Fnatic.
crazy.
Alright,
But
but yeah,
I think you
Paper
could
X
argue
over
that
EDG.
everyone on Paper
over
X is
EDG.
crazy in different ways, but Jane Forsaken, and then you have something in the mix now, and then
Yeah.
No,
So
it's
crazy, bro.
It's still yeah.
like
Crazy.
if you
But
really think about it, this roster that Paper X has developed it's stacked.
Well, the biggest
stack.
thing was Forsaken moving to Flex. It changed.
Yeah.
It
Oh, for
fixed
sure, yeah,
so
100%.
much.
I still think
Paper
his
X.
harbor is troll.
Like the
His harbor's pretty
the
troll,
button.
but
Yeah.
his
I can see that. I can see that.
Do you guys remember Forsaken trying to do a lineup on Bind and it
yeah, where he hit the
consistently
roof
missed
3
on the
times in a row.
ceiling? You know what I was thinking at that point was, is this some really 200 IQ thing to block a Sky Flash coming in? Like that's what I
Honestly,
really was thinking at that point. Is like, did they have some VOD where is that where the Sky Flash is every time, and then they have the Harbor orb to counter it? I'm like, if that was the case, because I mean, Forsaken hit it what 4 times in a row.
Yeah, it was.
That
Also-
same
also-
lineup.
Yeah, he missed
Also,
more times in a row. Yeah.
I saw something that was saying like cigarettes is the perfect anti-FNS, like especially on Killjoy. Like he's got no setups, like no VODs for FNS to review. Like what if the lineup was they were doing that because they knew FNS was the rotator and he would see it every time and he'd lose his mind when he saw the orb hit the ceiling.
Hopefully it was a good lesson for
Imagine.
FNS.
Yeah, when Scream
Like
missed
that.
his molly.
Honestly,
my
it did catch up to a lot. Like you would see him look up there, and then like I think it was Jing or Dubai would swing him, and he died.
Yeah, well, the whole strat on their bind attack half was we're gonna throw every piece of utility out hookah and just have Jing double satchel out, and it worked. So,
Alright.
but do we have
Paper X.
Paper X
Alright.
going through?
Yes, Paper X.
Paper X, yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Crew.
the Croupium.
Crew.
The crew banner is gonna be waving.
Yeah, here,
There's
come,
no way
come,
we're
come,
losing
easy.
against Kang.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Like,
Get out of here.
Hey, call the diff. Call the diff right now. The Kesnet diff, Ale.
Kesney, the
He's
race
gonna do
diff with Kesney.
Same thing with Paper X against
Yeah.
EDG. It's gonna be a raised diff against Kang. That's all
Alright.
it's
Honestly,
gonna
yeah,
be.
I can see
Yeah,
Canada
that's
just
true.
double tackling in and killing him every time. Every time.
That's just
Yeah.
Kang's kryptonite, honestly,
Yeah.
is being blast packed by Rays, you know?
Okay.
Now,
Now on
before
the
we
group
get
C.
into Group B, let's just go to Group C really quick. Let's just get the
Yeah.
obvious out of the way.
Can we all agree?
Yeah,
I think
Fnatic.
let's just get the
Fnatic
obvious out of
is-
the way.
Yeah.
Can we
All right,
just
hear me out. Zeta division
get him out of here.
or close game against Zeta.
Get out of
Yeah,
here.
man.
No, we're not taking that.
Stop.
We're not taking
Oh
that.
God, listen. Boaster is going to be top rank, and then like the rest of his teams is going to be lacking. They're going to have like a combined rating of like
Okay,
0.4.
bro.
They're gonna lose.
Okay. Okay, Mr.
No,
Troll.
if you really wanted odds, the odds listed on VLR, it's 1.06 NRG to 7 for Billy. So
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Really that?
it's that lopsided.
Wait, what is the Fnatic? What
And
is the
then
Fnatic against Hida?
But for EG, you have one site that says EG are 1.08 to 7.4 FPX, and then another site saying 1.04 to 8. So
Ooh.
But yeah,
I
I
would
think
like to point out that YZ or Wizzy. How do you say that?
He's pretty good. He's pretty good.
I mean, it's pretty good.
He's pretty, the Jet, the Billy.
If you technically look, his stats are higher than theirs. I'm just.
I could see a
Okay.
potential upset with Billy over Zeta.
hey, China's probably a better region than EMEA, so
We could see the
Besides that-
potential in Japan falling early, but I don't know.
I personally don't think. I think. Okay, if I'm gonna be serious, obviously Fnatic beat Zeta, but I don't think Zeta is gonna lose to Billy game here.
yeah, I don't
don't-
think Zeta
I don't
loses
think
to
so.
Billy.
Wait,
It said,
Can
we
especially with
agree
the new
that-
chamber build, the new chamber buffs. I think.
oh
what's his name?
What
yeah.
Laz needs.
Yeah,
Laz?
Laz is gonna do pretty well, and then
Yeah,
and also Astra's looking pretty decent right now too. So I think Sugar Zero can also do really well.
yeah. Sugar Zero's
That's
omen isn't bad either, so
Yeah,
I wouldn't.
exactly.
But I think this group's like a slam dunk. I think the only other
Yeah.
way that it could go is if FNS. I mean, I doubt it could happen, but this. I
If
think that's the only
FNS
other
gets
way.
his revenge,
No,
if Finesse
no.
gets his revenge on
That
Fnatic,
would be-
then
Well,
I think
the
we're
problem is
gonna be there for that
it's
game.
crazy,
Hold up.
dude.
Ali, Brent. I think we're gonna be there for that game because the game with Group A,
Nine?
and we'll also have the
Yeah.
winners game of Group C.
Oh, you are
Yeah.
right because we're going on
Oh, yeah,
Wednesday,
you're
so
right,
yeah,
you're right.
So
I'm
we-
going the
we'll
first 4
probably
days,
see
so
Oh,
I'll
we're gonna
see
be
it
able to see
anyway.
Fnatic.
NRG
You better
versus
hope Billy
Fnatic,
Billy doesn't
probably.
beat NRG.
Oh
Alright,
no!
Yeah,
Okay.
that's gonna be tough.
Hit masterclass.
Okay.
FNS
All right, now
masterclass, we're
now
gonna
let's
see it.
Okay.
now let's move on. Let's move on to B. Let's move on
Yeah.
to B.
I think
Yeah.
this is
EG.
just an EG qual.
I think EG have an
Yeah,
easy.
that's
I think EG have an
This
easy.
is the
think
best
EG
time
got
for
the-
them.
As much as it sounds like I'm cursing, they got the best chance to avoid the second place curse, like
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah, I completely agree. This is insane.
That's true.
Well, I can see it happening though. The same thing with Optic getting
By Xerxia?
Xerxia,
Yeah.
or it's
Oh, yeah,
X10 at
Xerxia,
the
yeah.
time.
But-
It was X10 at the time.
But Xerxia,
It was
Xerxia,
X10 MB.
but like the Xerxia, the X10 core, I think is considerably better than this FPX team.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Optic
Yeah.
getting second at Champions and then disbanding afterwards.
Okay, well,
Well, like the org
Well, they didn't make
Look,
I know.
partnership. That was the thing.
partnership.
Look. There's no way you're losing against Berlin, who at locking he was playing with a crosser of a dog,
Alright.
and they
Yeah,
and they
you
lost
ain't-
and they lost against Carmine Corp. Okay.
alright, hear me out. Unicog clears Demon One on God, bro.
okay, bro. Okay.
No,
On God.
please
Unicog
no.
goes dead, he gets his knife, and then he just aces every single time.
And
We're gonna
then
have like
There's
ACS
a
for,
guy
like,
called
1,000.
AI.
and then I think T1 beats Foot, but I
I
think
do
this
too.
is like a
that's actually gonna be
60-40.
really cool.
Like 60-40. I
Yeah,
could
that's gonna
see
be-
like if T1 beats Foot here, I could see in the decider, because I think we all know that EG's winning next
Yeah.
one. That Foot
Mm-hmm.
does have a chance of being T1. I think it's might be a little bit more favorable for them.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be 2-1.
I think
At the
it's
same time,
2-1
you
game.
can. Yeah,
I feel like this is
61.
the
I think
only.
it's a 2-1 too.
I feel like this is the only group, unironically, that we're gonna see a rematch happening
Yeah. Well,
from round 1 to the
True.
decider.
So
So-
this kind of reminds me of when for Tokyo T1 winning their opening match, and everybody just thought that they're probably gonna get lose the winners to not for the decider, and then they lost to EDG, the team
EDG.
that they play up against last time. Which is this could be the same storyline for T1 as it was in Tokyo. They could be eliminated
They
foot after
could be
beating
falling
them.
the foot again. Yeah, they could have deja
But
vu. But something's
I
telling me that they recover from that
learn from their
previous.
mistakes, maybe.
They learn from their mistakes.
Could say the same
Don't
for
get-
foot though.
The problem I have with foot, when you watch the DRX game they played last, like DRX was shaky in that tournament. Foot, Foot beat them handedly on the first map, and then the second map was really close. It was a Mako masterclass, I'm pretty sure, and then Foot just got walloped on Haven.
They almost got 13-0, I think, at one point.
Yeah.
I think it was like 11-0 or something.
Okay, you cannot forget that the Foot almost lose against Attack on Titans. Like
Against
the
what?
games were close.
Attacking Soul Esports.
Attacking Souls. It's Attacking Titans.
Attack on Titans.
We went from
Attacking
Valorant to
Souls.
talking about anime. That's
That's
interesting.
something else, yeah.
That's an interesting
That's not really
transition.
cool, man.
All right, when does Aaron Yeager go pro on God?
Okay, bro. So are we all good with this? Coming
Yeah.
up?
Yeah. That's what I have.
Yeah.
Alright, and
Okay.
now finally we
Oh,
can talk
no.
about.
Oh no.
Oh.
No. Listen.
What
Coincidentally, Group D is called Group Death. Coincidentally, because this
Group
is
Group
a
of
mess.
disappointment. It's a group of disappointment. Nobody can tell
Disappointment.
me otherwise. It's a group of disappointment. All right.
For this year,
Yeah.
yes, but it's still you still have highly accoladed teams in this group that are willing to
Yeah.
get past their demons from the last tournament, and they're gonna really show what they have
there's
to
no way.
actually have.
All right,
But
we're
I
all
mean,
in
look
agreement
at
that
it.
now
I
we
mean,
can
if you
take
really
off
think
that,
about it,
right?
if you exclude Liquid, put in Fnatic, you have the top 4, the same matchups as we did in Lock-In.
Yeah.
So
Crazy.
How?
to think
Like,
about.
Okay.
how into
Yeah,
that?
but, like,
Do we
Navi
want to
was, like,
start
falling
with
from
do we
grace.
want to start with Liquid Navi?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
In my
liquid. It's just
okay,
liquid.
let me say
There's-
something. In my opinion, I think a peak Navi is better than a peak Liquid, but I think Navi's floor is
Of
so much
course.
lower than Liquid's floor. So if Navi come in like they've been playing the last couple months, I think this is the easiest Liquid game ever.
Wait,
But if Navi actually figured out how to play
no.
Valorant, I think they're an underdog, bro.
I think not.
Look, no.
Bro.
I
Okay,
feel-
so, honestly, I see what Dane's point is. Basically, like, just have Cena play like he played like 2 years ago. Have the rest of the
Legit.
FPX squad play
No.
like they played last year, and then boom, easy.
No,
Okay.
what I think
that's
Navi's
true.
biggest struggle right now is they're trying to be too clever. They're trying to cook up compositions to try to be
Too
unpredictable.
much. It's too much.
They're doing
like the
doing too many
Brino Lattice?
compositions.
Like
They're
I
doing
don't see
Yeah.
I don't
The
see
Brino
why they're
Lattice with
not
a Jolly?
playing.
they're
I don't
not
see
they're
why
not
they're
just
not
sticking to the
playing-
fundamentals.
oh.
They're
Yeah, I
not
don't see why
really
they-
hitting the
oh,
fundamentals
sorry.
right now, and
No.
they just struggle and they just crack because of it. So if they stick to the fundamentals, if they just play normal comps that make sense, that the players understand, I feel like Navi could basically 2-0 this group. I feel
I'm-
like it could happen, but I feel like something's telling me that they're still not going to learn their lesson. They're going to lose the Liquid. That is basically what it comes down to. Is Navi going to be prepared
Yeah.
enough to
Like,
play a normal composition?
Rose
Just
and
to
UTMV are
no.
ranting.
Yeah, just to sum up, like
Yeah.
Navi over the season, I think the best way to sum it up is we didn't get to see Zipon play Raze, like arguably the best Raze player from last season. He didn't play Raze until like LCQ, which is just crazy considering that Double Duelist is viable on so many maps right now. Like I hated their split comp when they had CNED run Raze instead of putting Zipon on Raze and then
Wait, it wasn't.
because
Oh, no,
CNED was
it's Liquid who plays Sage.
yeah, they play the Sage.
I think if you really wanted to improve that Navi comp, you put Zampot on Raze and you put CNET on Chamber if they're gonna run split.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
problem
I-
is that
Well, the thing
they
is
play a Cypher, right? They have
The
Angel and
problem-
Cypher on that, unless they
Yeah,
put Omen.
the thing is that I think like looking back, like 2021 CNED was one of the best Jet players in the world, and then 2022 and CNED struggled. He could not play Chamber.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
think
So don't have him play Champions. Have him play
exactly. I think the Double Duelist with the Astra Viper and then having
Should work.
Shao play Sky. Heck, you might even be able to make Fade work. I know Shao plays a lot of Shouts. That's
Shao
like his
does not
favorite
play a
nature.
lot of Sky, as far as my
I
memory.
know. He doesn't play as much Sky as Zippon does.
But you can make the Fade work.
Yeah,
It's just
I
gonna be a
think-
lot harder, but they can make
there's
it
so many
work.
maps that you can play the Fate.
I think
CNED
Sugetsu's
play
a top
Split.
Viper, and I think that like on
Mm.
Split they should 100% be playing the double smokes, double duelist.
You know which Navi? I think the higher pick of Navi is Akeo blocking against Leviathan.
Yeah, they played incredible against Lev.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
Yeah.
they played incredible.
So
And then-
I've been hearing that they've been like fracturing a little bit, like personally, like internal issues, you know.
Well,
So maybe the
That's
honeymoon
true.
phase
I
is just
can see
over.
that.
The
I think-
honeymoon phase is just
yeah.
over. with
I
them not
think
blocking.
that the funny thing is the narrative here is it's the battle between the IGL inting entry fraggers. Redgar versus Range.
Redgar against
Oh, versus
Angel.
Angel.
Alright, so
Seafood.
what's gonna happen is we're gonna play a funny game, right?
We'll have the
We have
twins
a
blow.
bit of alcohol, and we're gonna take a shot every time
Oh.
that Angel
Angel-
first
That-
as a
Angel-
smoker. Because
Where's that bottle of
I don't know
vodka?
what he's thinking,
know
but I
it's
don't know.
good
He
for
loves taking first engagement.
Wasn't he in like the EDG game? Wasn't he a part of like 28 first encounters?
That's
Like it was like
crazy.
14 first kills,
Yeah.
14 first deaths.
I want to see the statistics
probably.
on Angel with this sort of thing because I don't know what goes through his mind sometimes, but
Wait, honestly though,
Well, I
like,
mean,
Angel,
he
like,
said-
last year he did the same thing, and like he still won an international.
Yeah.
But last year they were playing comps that worked. He's doing the same thing.
They have
inting,
Ardies.
and they're playing.
I'm not saying that
playing
he's not
your
trolling,
room.
right? But like, if they play comps that work, that are genuinely meta, and just stick to like traditional form,
Yeah, That's what I
then
think.
there's a chance.
It's kind of
If
weird
they
to say
find
that. I think
form-
that Artis is better than CNED if
Oh, me
he
too. I
stayed
think-
on FPX.
Yeah.
But if you can make the same argument that, or like a weird argument that Artis is not as good on NRG.
I want
I
to
don't
look at
think
this.
necessarily, but like if he swapped
think-
back, maybe.
I want to look at the statistics
I can
really
see
quick.
that.
I'm just gonna pull up the last 3 games that Navi played
Okay.
in the LCQ.
Do
And
the
I'm gonna read you guys the first kills, the first deaths that Angel had compared to the next highest. Okay, so Navi versus Carmine Corp. On Carmine Corp, the highest first engagement was Scream. He had 17 first kills and 13 first deaths. CNED had 6 first kills, 9 first deaths. Angel, on the other hand, had 13 first kills and 13 first
Wait,
deaths.
what?
what?
And that-
What, and what agents was he playing? Like Sova?
He played Brimstone,
Omen.
Omen, and Sova.
On God, bro, he's playing
What are you
Brimstone like
doing?
an entry fragger.
And then
He's playing like
okay,
Perry
so
2N, bro.
that was Carmine Corp.
He's playing
Now-
like Demon One though.
Now we go to
Holy
Koi.
Gillies Demon One.
Now we go when they 3-0'd Koi, right? Angel
Yeah.
had 13 total first kills and 8 total first deaths. CNED had 12 and 10. And then on the side of Koi, Wolfen had 17 and 12. The next highest was
Wolfen
Trex
off-
at 9 and 9. But still, Angel having almost double digits on all of these matches that they're playing, first kills and first deaths. That is
Kinda
livid.
crazy.
That is
Kinda
livid.
crazy.
Can we just,
That's
can we
crazy.
just have this guy get off IGL and just have him play Razor Jet? Oh my God. Like,
He played
if
your
just
room.
like,
He
one
did
hour-
play Jet.
I mean,
He did play Jet.
There is a game where I understand that
That's
IGLing can be
impossible.
boring at times, but that's not an excuse to try to die every round and just play like just a spectator kind of game. You're just
No,
like
yeah, I
vaccinating
100%
everyone. I don't
agree.
know.
I think Liquid wins
He's-
this game, but
Wait.
I just wanted to point out that if Navi hit their peak, Navi could be a dark horse.
Yeah.
And it's
Also,
kind of
yeah,
weird,
remember
and
these?
and you gotta.
Wait.
It's weird calling them a dark horse to begin with. But it's just
Yeah, I agree,
No, it's
but
true.
that's what
It's
they've
true.
become.
Yeah.
That's what they've become.
yeah.
Hear me out. Also, remember, Liquid are locking. They lost against Secret,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and Solkas got knife, and they were singing around. Like literally, you hear that there's a round where all that Guys from Secret they were like singing like "Stay Alive."
Oh,
No, Redguard like started a trend at Lock-in with like that dance or whatever,
oh yeah.
and all the
Yeah.
production and all the
Started
other
dancing to
players
it.
got onto it. Like the literal last clip of Lock-in was just that whole thing with Redguard.
But
Okay,
the,
let's be
the,
real.
the, the one
Alright.
argument for Liquid is they're the only team this calendar year to have beaten Fnatic.
Which is crazy, yeah.
I think
So
When they
I
show-
think what's gonna happen is Liquid and Loud are going to be the ones that qualify.
Honestly, I think DRX is gonna be the one. that
I
qualifies
think
up on the
Dude, DRX are the ones that always make it out of groups. Are they going to make it out
The-
of groups
the
this
only-
time? That's the big question.
okay, well they did not make it out of groups when they were on Vision Strikers.
That was one case. Every other case they made it out of
Oh
groups.
my gosh.
Listen,
That was the only case.
I've heard rumblings of a Foxy 9 rule switch.
Oh yeah, the Sentinel. That's right.
Yes.
What?
I've heard that too.
But he
we
was
gotta-
the initiator, no?
Wait, hold on.
No, duelist.
So Zest is not
Okay.
playing then?
Was it those?
No.
Or no,
yeah,
Zest, or no,
Zest
Buzz.
is out.
Zest wouldn't play. Listen,
Zest would
I'll
not
pull up his
play.
tracker later.
But he's only
Foxy
been
9?
playing Sentinel.
Has only as of like 2 weeks ago had only played Sentinels in ranked, and it was Cypher, Killjoy, Viper. And if you look at his other acts, it's only been duelists basically.
Well, I don't know if I like that though, because I feel like what DRX is missing is that aggression and that kind of.
I do agree. But
because,
but the one
form
thing
is obviously really good, right? But like at some point, you're going to be more predictable to read than other teams. So
yeah,
don't know.
I think they need to get Foxy 9s in, and I think I think their thing is
From a sub Zest.
yeah, I think the thing is that they want Buzz playing duelist because that's what they've played with for the past 2 years basically, except for when during the chamber meta when he was playing chamber. And I think they're comfortable with Buzz playing the duelist, playing like this tip of the spear. But I still think they want Foxy to play because they know he has like the spark or like the aggression that most of the other players on DRX don't have. So I'd like to see them play Foxy over Zest because I mean I think Zest is good, a solid player, but I think Foxy's ceiling is way higher.
I agree with that. I feel like
But-
with Zest on the
I
team,
agree with it.
I think one of you guys, I think we were discussing this earlier. One of you guys put it perfectly, which is that with Zest on the team, the skill floor is a lot higher. But with Foxy 9 on this team, the skill ceiling is a lot higher.
Yeah.
So,
I think they lose this game if for the past what has it been like a month? For the past month, they've been swapping Zest and Foxy 9 in. I think they win this game if they pick something in the first week and stuck to it for the last month, basically.
Yeah.
And
agreed.
it
Yeah,
just
that
comes
would-
down
yeah.
to what they've been prepping with. But I think the safe bet here is picking Loud because
I don't know, because
Okay.
Loud has like
The thing
I know,
is last year with Copenhagen, if I'm right, they
They
went
got
out in
grouped.
groups. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then immediately afterward, which is basically the
Wait,
same
went out
thing
in
that
groups?
happened this year, last year, Loud. And then everybody was like, what the heck happened? Like, and then everybody started rating them low, about the same place that people are rating them right
and then
now.
they won champs.
And then they won champs.
Well, you gotta remember that they lost the crew, and then they had to play Optic in the elimination
Yeah.
match. That's why they play
But
so low. But yes,
E-
it was hard.
EG is like almost a new optic to them. You can make the argument for energy, but I feel like EG, we'll know who is a better team by the end of the year, but it might just be EG.
We'll know who the
honestly.
best team is by the end of this tournament.
Well,
Yeah.
yes, by the end of this
There you
tournament, yeah.
Yeah, but then this is tournament, yeah.
God, Billy Gaming wins the whole thing.
Okay,
yeah,
bro.
really, really good.
But I think if Loud doesn't troll their map vetoes like they did last time,
And they
And-
play Harbor Viper
they play Harbor Viper
They
and
play
they
Harbor-
play Aspas on Jet.
on Jet
And
using
they play
op,
the jet, yeah.
using op. Okay,
I
These
think
teams op.
This is my take. If they just play Ascent, they will get out. Play Ascent.
DRX is
True.
good on Ascent though. DRX is really good on Ascent.
Okay, but like
as
Loud
long-
has like lost to what, like 5 teams on Ascent? Like,
As
feel
long
like-
as
knows that.
as long as they don't go to fracture, we're fine. That's
Yeah.
my
Yeah, they're-
take.
Yeah.
Stop having this guy. Stop having access play Raze and Neon. Like, just have him Forma stay on.
Okay,
Jet, and then
stop slandering his raise. His raise is
His race is
nuts.
good, right? His race is good, right? But like,
He's
on
just
God,
good.
bro, like,
He's near now.
No,
like,
it's Neon.
you cannot tell me that his jet is worse though.
No. His jets.
No,
I would
his
argue he probably
jet-
has one of the
his jet
best jets
is-
in the world. It's at least top 3,
Yeah. Is that
and I don't think I'd put him at 2 or 3. So
Exactly. So,
Yeah.
just have him play jet and just stop picking maps where he plays Neon. On God.
All right, so what are we thinking here at the end of the day? Are we
I
thinking
think
Loud
Loud.
take it or
I think
DRX?
safety.
I
I
would
think
say Loud.
safe is Loud.
Okay,
Is this
Loud
because
is?
Yeah.
I think the safe pick is Loud,
Just-
but
I think because Loud is having internal issues, I think DRX wins.
Well, like, they were kind of having internal issues last year with Saucy and Les.
yeah,
Yeah.
and they still won the
mean,
That's
it's
it.
tournament.
not
That's it.
really
And
much
they still
different.
made it to finals, and yeah.
Yeah, and won.
That is
So
true. That is
Yeah.
true.
I think internal issues regard outside the game rather in the game. When we're talking about when they're in the game and they're playing, I think Loud are a phenomenal roster. Like
Well, yeah,
bringing
but
in
also-
bringing in
also hasn't been-
Kawazine and Tui's, I think
it was a good decision
I
It's
think it was a
for
good
the most part.
they just
Yeah.
need Kawazine to get to like 80% of the level he was at in lock-in, and they need Tui's to just play consistently. And I
They
think
need Tui's to
Tui's
not-
played
True.
fine. He just made a couple of mistakes. Like,
I'm-
but
I'm
they were
talking-
costly
Tui's to not
mistakes.
whip his sheriff shots against a Omen who has his back turned against him, and we're good.
so. Are we going with Loud
Yeah.
here?
I think Loud
Yeah.
is the safe pick here.
Yeah, we're going with
but-
Loud.
But
Yeah.
now the question is, what's the deciding factor on who's the second team to qualify? Because I think Loud take Team
Oh
Liquid.
God!
I think
see
if
Oh
Loud
my
gets to
God.
here, I will agree with you. I think if Loud gets to here,
If
I
Loud
think
beat
they're
DRX,
big
they win against Team Liquid. Yeah. If
If
win,
they,
I
if they
think-
beat
I think-
DRX,
I
they
think
beat
if they've
Loud,
proven
or
that they
beat
can like
Liquid.
beat like the internal issues that they had that everyone was talking about, I think like Loud is a better team than Liquid.
We'll see. We'll see. Because honestly, like I still don't know about like especially when Aspas not scrimming with his team, I don't know how it's gonna go.
Yeah. All right. I think Loud.
We go
Yeah,
Loud
I
here.
agree
I
with
think
that.
Loud.
probably
I think
Loud.
Loud
If
is the
we're gonna
safe
go with
pick.
this bracket, then I think Loud is gonna be Team Liquid.
But I do think Liquid come back, and whoever wins that elimination match, I think they're gonna lose to Liquid anyway. I think Liquid come back and are the second team to qualify. That's just my take on it. You guys might be different, but I do think that Loud and Liquid are the ones coming out of this group at the end of the day.
I do too.
Yeah, I agree with that same.
Weird
Okay,
to see
we
DRX
just-
and Navi though.
We just have to decide who's gonna get booted between DRX and Navi.
I think it's Navi.
Navi.
Yeah.
out.
To be
Navi-
completely
I think it's
honest, I think Navi
Yeah,
bottom
Navi
out.
So then we would have
I just realized
Liquid
this is like-
Loud,
Yeah.
I just realized
NRG
this is, like,
Fnatic.
exactly like my pick'ems.
This
These
is
are-
exactly
these are
mine.
Really, my
It is-
pick'ems.
It is
Mine are a
The
little
only-
That's
different as
exactly
far as
mine,
Group
yeah.
D goes. And
Yeah,
then
these are actually my pick'ems on like.
T1
Okay,
EG.
you have Seta.
Nah, he's joking. He's
Okay.
joking.
Rose trolling.
I've been following this entire
Oh my
time.
God.
Like honestly, this is probably like like these pick'ems are like on par with like or not on par, but like they're literally like 1-to-1 with mine. So
These are 1-to-1 mine actually. Like
Mine
No.
mine are
Mm.
different as far as A.
Yeah, A is the
And
only one where I have like
D.
a little bit of different scenarios because of the croupium
I
basically.
haven't.
The croupium that you guys have, I don't know how I feel
Yeah.
about it with this group. That is the only
Me
deciding
same.
factor. But that's all I got.
I'm telling
Everything
you
else
on-
is like perfect to
I'm
what I
telling
have.
you on my. I'm telling you, bro. Like I don't think that Hong Kong is really gonna be ready against Kesnit's race. Like
We'll
there's
have to
just no way.
see. We'll have
It's
to
the
see.
same
I think it's going to
problem
be a great
with
matchup.
Gene.
I think it's
Yeah,
going to be a
like
great
it's
matchup.
the same thing. Where like if Kesnit dials in and his satchels are on point, then he's going to just double satchel him every time he buys off. And what is he supposed to do when he just gets in his face like that? Like hit his shot?
Well-
Like yeah, it's possible, but like it's highly unlikely.
I guess we're gonna find out in a couple days.
Yeah, that's
We are.
crazy to think about.
Yeah.
Yeah, Champion starts
It starts
August
in 2
6th on
days.
Sunday.
Well,
Starts less than
do you
48
wanna-
hours from now. We're going to find out what's going to be
Almost good
happening.
whenever
Yeah.
this gets uploaded. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Do we
Alright,
want
Should we
to
move on to talking about our next topic?
All right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
so
know,
moving on.
let's
Next
talk about, if you actually put the stream back up, let's talk about roster moves. Instead.
Oh yeah, roster moves with all
I
the
feel
teams
like
that
that's
didn't
a
make
good
That's all
it.
transition.
What? Just
Well, owner and DDK aren't leaks, you know? Like, let's talk about that really quick. Like,
Yeah.
you know a little bit
Should we start with that?
about. Yeah, let's start with owner first, and
hold
Okay.
on.
and you know a little bit about owner. Owner actually did coach crew for a time as well, which is
Yeah,
kind of crazy. And now he's. I mean, we'll see what happens to
He
him,
made a
but yeah, it's kind of sad.
well. Should
Let me
we?
pull up the
Let
tweet.
me get.
I have
Okay,
the tweet up.
I was looking for it too. Okay.
Speaking of the double, I do have this tweet from about an hour ago that DDK posted. I'll put it in discussion. Someone else could read it.
I can pull it up.
Okay.
Alright, 17 months ago, I posted I was hanging up the mic for a while, and ever since I've been missing it. Now I'm no longer with the 100 teams. I'm returned to the complex, caster, and analyst, interviewer, host for
Oh.
Valorant Season 4. And then blah blah blah, like his email and shit. So
Yeah.
They post that. Let's
What?
go.
I think
Yes,
this
I
is.
still have
I
it.
think
I
this
mean-
is just signaling the start of the 100 Thieves rebuild.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
another good
most
thing that we
likely.
could go into. I think we could agree. I'm kind of sad to say this because I love Derek, but I think
Me
that
too.
Derek is probably the number one guy that's going to go. And then if there's another guy that's going to go, it's probably Stellar.
I'm gonna agree with
Stellar,
that
yeah.
because I think it's not, the team didn't look like they were one change away from competing at international events. They looked like multiple steps away, and I think Cryo's like, if we're talking about Cryo at the beginning of the season, then it's different. But LC,
He showed
like,
up towards the end.
Oh,
Like,
yes,
yeah.
and then
Yeah. If
I
you
think
if you think
you go, Ali.
yeah, say. Oh, say.
Okay, I think Asuna is too big of like a brand name for 100 Thieves.
yeah,
And
he's like the
he's-
Tens or
Yeah.
Like
Zekins,
also,
yeah.
Sentinels.
I think
But if
he's
if-
also hyper flexible.
If
So,
Asuna goes,
yeah,
though, then Bane
definitely.
also goes too. That's the
Yeah,
other
that's-
thing.
He has stated multiple times that he will leave if Bang leaves. So
I
Crazy.
think Bang has like incredible potential as a smokes player right now.
I think,
Like,
yeah.
Yep.
his peaks are incredibly high. It's just that he's playing somewhat inconsistently, and I think that's just
We
going to
just
come
need to
with
see what
age
he
and
was
experience.
playing like at the Red Bull home grounds last year.
Yeah,
That was insane.
Oh,
when he was
yeah.
playing that.
That's true. I feel one thing is like a take that I have is like I don't like when your duelist only plays Jet.
yeah,
I
me
feel
too.
Only Jet, yeah.
Yeah, it just like
Especially
You
in
have
this
to be
meta
more
now.
yeah, it just like yeah.
Yeah. You have to be
So-
more flexible.
Hey,
I think-
Raze or even Neon if you're feeling a little spicy, you know?
Well, I think
Yeah.
like,
that's why they have Asuna though.
yeah, because Asuna was
Yeah, but
playing
he's
the, like,
switching
the
around.
Asuna was playing the dive like back in the chamber meta with Will playing the jet and the chamber. But now that
That's
like
true.
chamber fell out of the meta for so long, like
Well,
it was weird because Mike's wouldn't play a double duelist comp. Like he was strongly against playing double duelist.
Crazy.
So like Cryo was playing the Sage, and then the stupider thing to me is not playing a jet on Icebox back at the beginning of the split. They had him
Oh,
playing
yeah.
Omen. I thought that was
yeah.
so
I think
stupid.
that's because they won against Foot with Kyle and Omen.
yeah.
That's really the only reason why.
No, I never saw. It just it looks so bad. Cryo playing on Omen, it looks really bad.
He has
I
some
think-
alright moments.
I
Some
think
alright moments.
Yeah,
I think,
but
like,
still.
now that Chamber's starting to like see like a renewed like place in the meta, and Cryo's jet, like especially his defensive side jet being so good, I think Cryo is a lock to stay on this roster.
Cryo
Kyle
for
is
sure.
definitely going to stay.
He
I
has
think he's, like,
potential.
one of their
He has potential.
Yeah,
players.
Craig's gonna say. Yeah. I mean, Cryo is what the face of 100 Thieves right now.
I'd argue
Asuna,
Asuna
and then
Yeah,
Cryo.
yeah.
It's like the same thing with
Yeah.
Tens and then Zekin on
Yeah.
Sentinels, pretty
Yeah.
much. Like, I mean, if Asuna goes, it's probably Cryo that's going to take up that mantle, and if Tens goes, it's probably going to be Zekin that takes up that mantle, and
The
both of
thing
them are
with-
pretty much like that
The
already.
thing with 100 Thieves, I think they're gonna lean into keeping Asuna and Bag because even though there's a ton of talent in NA, I think like there's gonna be like a ton of fighting for that top talent between them and another NA team.
I would like to see
that-
Nismo
That,
maybe
that,
get
that
picked
may
up
or may not
over
also wear red jerseys.
Yeah, Nismo's probably gonna get. Yeah.
probably the best bet,
I honestly
honestly.
agree with that. I think Nismo's probably
my
gonna go to 100 Thieves just because I feel like Stellar can be a good idea, but I feel like the reason why he succeeded as much as he did last year's LCQ was because Sean Garris and Mike were able to help him like come up with
Oh,
set
yeah.
plays. And
That's
set
another
plays
thing.
around
Like,
Yeah.
they didn't have enough management. Like,
yeah.
it was just DDK for most of that. I think they dropped their assistant coach or something during the second.
Well,
they-
wasn't Mike's the only
didn't
one
have-
doing
Yeah,
anything
Mike's
too?
was the only head coach.
Yeah, it was,
DDK was the
it was just
manager.
Mike's.
Yeah, it
And
was
then
just Mike.
and then until LCQ they didn't have an assistant,
In
and then they
LCQ,
picked up
yeah,
And they only
Horde
had one game
esports
with
guy.
him.
I think that's
Yeah.
I think that's one of the
Yeah,
reasons
well-
why 100 Thieves struggled is they didn't have like another analyst or something. And I think that's why teams like NRG and teams like EG, they're doing so well because they have extra people to help out the management to figure out these kind
Yeah.
of set plays and counters.
That's true.
When you, yeah,
That's something that happens to Leviathan too because it was like the honor, and it's too much work. Honestly, it's just
The-
way too
the
much for
other
one
thing-
person to handle everything.
I think we go to Lev in a second, but Lev was like, I definitely think that there you need an assistant coach. Like you saw how good
You need assistant
100
coach for
Yeah,
every
they-
team.
100 Thieves looked so good because
Yeah.
Sean Garris was doing the attack side, Mike's the assistant coach was doing the defense side during
Defense.
LCQ,
Yeah.
and then they came into this
Yeah.
year, their defensive side still looked good, and all of a sudden they couldn't win around on attack. Like in LCQ, they just could not win around on attack.
What is the
And then
name
you
of
get knifed by a coach.
again?
Huh?
What's the name of the 100 Thieves new assistant coach again?
It was Vapin, I think.
Yeah, it's not registered in
He's
anywhere.
he's
actually.
or he was a coach on or esports.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
right. That sounds familiar.
or R, yeah.
But I think we can move to the Lev news.
Yeah, what's happening
Mhm.
with Lev?
Yeah, owner's bye bye. Kind of
That's-
sad. The owner was cool, dude.
Others, bye-bye.
Remember the last game? The last game. I was
Again,
like, I'll
Wait,
see
it
you
was
next
like-
season,
oh,
owner.
true.
I was, yeah,
Yeah,
I guess
yeah.
true. I was like, I'll see you next season, owner. And then Fernando behind him, the CEO, I think it is of.
Did a
of-
finger to you?
yeah, he flipped me off, and I was like, wait, I didn't mean it like that. Like, I'll see you next year. I have a feeling that he knew.
On God though, like
I have a feeling that he
Yeah.
knew that owner was probably going to leave afterwards, and that's why he was like that because he wasn't actually going to come back for next season.
Probably.
I think
guy
I
was
think
pissed,
an-
though.
okay, but like a part of it has to be because you said what you said.
I didn't mean it like
Okay,
because I'm actually going to be there this
obviously you didn't
next
mean it,
season.
right? But like taking it at face value, like
Yeah,
after
it's
you
face
came out
value.
with it,
That's
like,
understandable. Like now, more I think about it, yeah.
I think something that could be an underrated move. If like Loud do bomb out of champs, because
Or
Les
get
was
picked up.
Les was saying that that he was like upset with the way the coaches fraud and
Yeah.
how they were doing their map vetoes
Yeah.
and stuff. I could totally, considering owner speaks Portuguese, I could totally see them looking to bring in owner because I think owner's like a world class coach.
Yeah, he's been. in,
Yeah,
like,
I'll
Champions
give
before.
you guys some leaks for
Oh.
what they're talking about. So basically, my BR is gonna drop everyone in Bazooka. So
Even
they're gonna
Bazooka?
look at
Really, Bazooka?
even Bazooka. Yeah.
Wow, that is.
They're gonna drop everyone, and they're gonna rebuild around someone. I think they're depending on see if, what Sentinels do with
Do with the
Pancada Assassin.
Brazilian core. Yeah.
Well, their
Yeah.
contracts are still for another year, so I
They'd
don't.
have to buy him out.
Yeah,
They're gonna have to buy him out.
but they
I-
had to buy now.
yeah.
But I think if
But
Sentinels
if
want
at
to
the same
do
time,
like an NA project, they would be happy
Well,
to
I
have them bought out.
well, like the thing is
But that's the thing is,
I
yes. All right, say.
Oh, okay, my bad. So like the thing is that like yeah, their contracts aren't up and like they would potentially have to buy him out, but like Stacey and Paqueta have shown that like or have like been outspoken that they do wish to play with the Brazilian roster again. So like it's not necessarily a thing of like buying out. It's more of a thing of like if Stacey and Paqueta have enough motivation to go back to a Brazilian team, which it looks highly likely right now.
So and then having Aspas also to be pick up basically because his contract is ending.
Yeah, I mean everyone on Lads is ending except for Kawazine.
Everyone is ending, yeah, and I mean most likely the other guys are gonna renew it, but Aspas is leaving for sure.
You think?
Yeah, I think, and I know Honor wants to coach a Brazilian team.
Yeah.
So
Maybe it's MIBR.
it might be MIBR. So it would be interesting though to see that.
Doesn't MIBR also have like the old law coach too?
Yeah,
but they said they're gonna
Bazooka.
drop him.
Bazooka.
Well, that's what Ali said.
Yeah, but they want to. They're gonna drop everyone.
But
like,
I mean, I
they're
think
not happy
I don't
and they
think the
wanna-
head. I don't think Bazooka is the issue. I think it might just
No,
be
it's
the
not
player.
Bazooka.
No, it's not Bazooka.
Because
Yeah, it's
Bazooka,
Yeah, that's
He's
Bazooka.
coach allowed to like I don't know what the reason was for Bazooka leaving after they won.
It was because of money, if I'm correct. Like he was asking to be paid a little bit more after winning champions, and then Lau just was like,
Yeah.
"Now we ain't gonna pay you
No.
that much." And then Bazooka
But give
just left.
credit to Fraud though for still allowing Lau to be where they're at too.
Yeah, yeah. Friday,
Yeah,
he's
that's
done a
true.
good job. He's done a very
Fraud
good job.
Fraud has done a good job,
Yeah.
and his I think it's his
So-
Puerto Rican roots because he's American nationality, but he speaks a lot of Portuguese. I think growing up with his
Yeah.
family, so he has his Puerto Rican roots, so that's why he was able to come into this Lao team.
Yeah.
And just it's great
Mhm.
for them.
I like to point out that
So-
Puerto Rico speaks Spanish, but you know, pop off.
I mean, his,
yeah.
I mean,
it's big
his
language
family
though.
is I think it's either I don't know. I think it's Puerto Rican or Cuban. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it was one of
I
the
think
two.
it's Puerto
But his
Puerto
whole
Rican. I think
family,
it's
his
Puerto
whole
Rican.
family,
I think-
his whole family speaks Portuguese, so that's why.
Cool.
and
Well, I think there'll
then-
be more roster news when Champs ends.
Yeah.
in a
Oh
couple
yeah, for
weeks.
sure.
well, definitely Leviathan is looking for a coach right now. They have three names. I know three names.
Bro's got the inside scoop.
There's yeah.
Are you allowed to say all
There's,
this?
okay, there's because like Leviathan said that they are willing to grab an NA staff.
Really? Well, because doesn't King speak
Yeah.
like a decent amount of English? I heard that.
He does. Also
Because-
Shy.
Yeah, because I heard. Because
And
I remember hearing that he spoke a lot of English back when like Lev were
Yeah.
like really collapsing, and people were talking about possibly King leaving next year. Which I don't see happening now, considering they made a pretty
know what?
deep run in
no, it's not gonna
LCQ.
happen.
Ali, I think we all pretty much knew.
Yeah.
Even Taco knew that more than likely he was going to be dropped after this season. Do you think that's still a possibility? Or
Maybe not, because like if they want to rebuild it, they want to. If they go to an NA staff, they might bring some NA players. But
Okay.
Shy, King, and Taco speak really good English.
Ah,
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah. So they might drop Nosware and Masino if that happens.
that would be
Nosware-
crazy because
And-
they're both like quality players in their role.
No, I think
Yeah.
Nas were not so much. I think Mazzino is pretty good.
I think his
Masino's
think
pretty
Nowser's
good. Just he played
Raze is pretty good.
on the smokers is just yeah. It wasn't-
I don't know. I think Smokes is like the
And-
most heavily contested role in NA right now.
It is.
Oh, for sure, yeah. You have so much
For sure,
talent.
yeah, yeah. And so one of the names is Happy, the M80 coach.
Mm.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, and they already had an interview with him. And see what happens.
How do you know this?
Yeah, they said it today. And I was watching a stream and they were like saying it today. So
Oh yeah.
just kidding, or advantage right now. Yeah, and then they also there's a this guy. His name is Goket. He's the second coach from
9C.
Koi.
Okay.
From Koi, and that guy is extremely talented.
Okay. So they're looking from everywhere.
He wasn't allowed
basically.
to. Yeah, they're looking for everywhere. And then the other one is his name is Kami. He's the ex-coach from Fusion.
Yeah, I was about to say 9-0 Fusion. I feel like
Yeah.
would be some
Well,
good options since it's
If
like
if they bring in
there.
Happy, would the NA players they bring in be like a
Oh my
Nismo to fill the Nauser role
M8.
and like a I don't know like a Xander to fill the Mizuno role?
Sander. Oh,
Could you
yeah,
imagine
yeah.
that roster?
Yeah,
That roster would be
I would love
filthy.
that. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
That
keep
would
in
be-
mind,
I see happy.
EU still is under contract. He's the only one that didn't say he was a free agent.
Yeah.
With M80,
True.
so we can't.
I think EU's class. I'd love to see him play tier 1.
I know.
Yeah. So
That's all we know for
a little bit led.
rosters.
Yeah.
Right?
No, there's got
Oh,
leaked.
I
got more.
don't. You guys
the-
mentioned earlier though the
got leaked-
Nismo might go to 100 Thieves. I disagree. Right?
Me
A
too.
couple of-
Nismo plays the same role as Asuna.
If
Triple
As-
touch.
if
Oh,
if Asuna leaves, if Asuna stays, they wouldn't add Nismo.
Yeah, they would not at
Because
Nismo.
Nismo's weakest initiators are Sky and Sova.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I don't know
Well,
about that.
there's I don't know where someone got I know someone got a screenshot of a prac of C9 and they basically dropped.
They were playing with Koala Noob and
Uh,
Cupert. They didn't have
Cupert, yeah.
Celsius or
yeah,
Rooney,
yeah.
which is crazy.
I mean, Rooney's out. We all knew that.
Wait, they had. Repeat
Rooney's
that again. They didn't have Rooney or Zelsis, and they had who?
Cupert and
And
Koala
Koala
Noob playing.
See
Wow.
if you look that up
Koala.
right now, Dane.
Yeah.
What was it?
Wait, you have-
Celsius?
you have-
I'm most likely gonna drop
C9
Leaf.
leaked scrim. I think
But
it
you have
is.
Koalanu replacing Leaf as the primary duelist, is what you're trying to tell me. So
Yeah.
Leaf is going to be on main flex, and what is Zeppa going to be playing? Is Zeppa going to be on like a Sentinel role?
No, he'd be playing Scan Initiator.
Initiator, yeah. Dropping Celsius?
Well, would Cupert be
Dude,
playing
Celsius
Smokes?
back to Sen?
We-
Bruh,
I still have my
bruh.
hot take of dropping MC and keeping Rooney.
I think
Dude.
I honestly agree with that too. Yeah, 'cause I feel like if your coach is like straight up just not letting you play scrims because like you have like some sort of issue with like calling, which apparently Rooney said that he wanted to play more aggressive, but MC just didn't let him. Then, like, honestly, like that's such a conflict between the IGL and the coach that you have to let one of them go.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I mean,
Yeah.
at least from being at the stadium, to me, it did not seem like Rooney was like mid-rounding. It seemed like Rooney was maybe giving like pre-round plans, but Celsius was
probably the
Celsius was
yeah.
100% mid-rounding. He like, especially in like
Yeah.
the Sentinels game where it was getting like close on split. Like Celsius was like keeping everyone calm, which is
Well, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, honestly, like I feel like the only reason why that happened was because Rooney was not allowed to scrim with his teammates. Like the
Yeah,
whole
that's fair.
time between LCQ and VCT Americas, he was not allowed to play. It was only Cupert.
I found the scrim picture.
Dude, what does Cupert
Here,
plays? Smokes?
Cupert can
He
play. I
plays
mean,
anything.
A lot.
Yeah.
He's like the
See?
ultimate flex
Oh.
player.
That's why he's a flex sub.
Oh, really?
He's the
See?
flex sub. He's like the ultimate
Oh,
flex
okay.
sub.
it's Jakey, Zeppa, Koalanoob, Cupert, and then Zelsis
Do
isn't in the
we
game.
know who they are playing up against in the scrim or no?
Nope, we do not.
No, there's no way.
Like, can you like make that image a little bit bigger?
I wonder.
Are you
who-
sure it wasn't an
who's
M?
playing
Are you sure it
Celsius?
wasn't an M80 scrim versus C9?
This is the only picture that got leaked. It could theoretically be that. But
That's
this
not possible because
No,
Noob
no,
is
is it?
same score.
Yeah.
C9.
yeah, Koalanoob is on the same team as all of them.
I only see 4 players, so then who's their fifth?
Yeah, but they're no. It's C +7.
Leaf?
They're in a full.
No, that's what
custom.
I'm
They
saying.
just.
Like, who's C9's fifth player then?
It's probably Leaf.
Leaf, I guess?
Steve? Okay.
I
Alright,
don't
so have
think you
him
drop.
for-
No,
Really?
that's the thing. That's the thing I wonder because are you gonna replace Leaf for Koala Noob?
Yeah,
Because-
Koala would play Duelist. Zeppa would play Primary Initiator. Jakey would play Smokes.
But what would
Uh,
Leaf play? Would Leaf be playing Sentinel?
Yeah, Leaf would play Sentinels. He stated that he would
Yeah, he plays
prefer to be
Sentinels.
playing Sentinels. He doesn't like playing Duelist.
Even though that's true, I feel like he is still better on Duelist.
I agree.
It
I
was
mean-
so weird when he was playing. He was playing Sentinel, I think, at Lock-in, right?
Yeah,
I
because
don't
EA
think
was
it
playing
still looked
Duelist.
that
Yeah.
good. I feel like that's just like an entire like full circle of what will probably happen or what did happen at Lock-in. Like why even drop Ye and Vandy if you're going back to the same thing as you did before?
Well, I think Leaf is hyper flexible. I think that's not the problem.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think the-
he also plays like Sky as well, if I'm correct.
I think the problem is dropping Zelsis.
I don't know why they
He's
dropped
like
those.
the more support for the team, and like he's one of their better players. So like I don't really
Yeah,
see why they
he's
drop him.
he's easily he's probably a top 3 player on the team from last season, and he's the emotional leader of the team. So I don't see why you
You
drop him.
need
I
him.
don't see why they would drop him. Honestly, like I feel like that's not the move.
No, I don't see that move either. But I mean, it's either MC or Dark.
It has to be
I-
MC.
Kind of like Jay.
Yeah, I think it's probably MC. But I mean, what can you do?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's true.
So now the other thing is that the guard players are on free agency. Do they sign
Yes.
back?
No, that's
or-
just Jonah P.
No,
That's
it's 4
true.
of them. I mean,
It's
3
4
of
of
them.
them.
Oh, yeah,
Jonah
Valen
P.
as well.
Wait, it's 4 then?
It's Valen,
I knew-
Net,
I knew
Jonah
Valen,
P.
Net. Really?
They're all allowed to explore options. I'm gonna guess they're gonna run it back.
I
But-
get no. I would not expect them to separate.
Yeah, my
Because-
guess is they're running
Because
it back.
if they were going to separate, it
Well,
would
then
have
a long
been when the
time ago.
partnership. Yeah,
Yeah.
it would have been when the
Yeah, it would have
partnership
been a
came.
long time
But
ago.
they just
Yeah.
because
It's
in an
probably-
interview, I think Valen in an interview
Yeah,
said
Valen.
that they knew that they were confident enough to win Ascension.
Yeah,
So
I think
they rather
I
just
think-
stick together.
I think it's
Wait,
it's compounded from 2 things. I think it's one, they're just testing the waters to see like contract wise, like what is possibly out there. And I think also considering like the Ascension winners aren't gonna be in franchising forever, like locking up a spot on a franchising team is also like could be like a very important motive for some of these players. So
that's true.
I could see some of these players like thinking about moving teams just because they want to make sure they're playing on a team that's not going to have to go back and win another Ascension tournament.
Yeah.
But
mean,
I don't.
I feel like
I-
anyway, someone will try to buy them now.
Oh
even
yeah,
if they stay
100%.
on the guard.
I think in
Yeah,
2
yeah.
years, if guards stay together, they could 100% make waves like in the
Yeah.
NA scene, and they could probably go to internationals. And I think at that point, if the team was going to have to get demoted, I think someone would buy them, like buy them out of the
Oh
team.
yeah, this is a
Hear
hot
me
take. I
out.
just think about it.
Hear me out. What is the
What if-
possibility? Oh, go ahead.
Let's say it first.
What is the possibility of Sentinels or 100 Thieves just completely buying out the guard roster
Like this off
off
season.
season?
I don't think. I
That's
mean,
not possible.
I
'cause
think-
somebody
I
has
think-
to still ascend.
Yeah, but the guard would just have to pick up a new roster, basically.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think
M80? M80 and pick up
I-
M80?
you could get guard
Yeah.
M and M80 and but
Damn, that
I
would be
think
crazy.
like I don't think the rosters would go as a full 5. Like I think it could go as a 4 if Sentinels dropped all 4 of their players and they
keep
picked
second?
up everyone but Jonah P and had Zekin play like primary initiator. Or he'd play Flash in the double initiator comp, so Trent could play Sova.
True.
But even then, I don't think that they would want to split up because Jonah P was like a founding member of that team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
The
I feel like they
team
drop.
The whole team is
Yeah.
like said
In-
like vocally that they want to stick together. So like I don't
Yeah.
see why they would.
Yeah.
Done a long time ago if they did want to stick together.
I feel like if they will get to drop someone, it would be Tex.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
comparatively to other
Yeah.
duelist players,
Pick up
Um,
Ye?
God,
Jay?
that team would be filthy. Except,
Oh,
I mean,
with
Yeah.
if
Valorant,
you wanted
Valorant? Holy, dude.
if you wanted to lean into having Chamber play on all the Raze maps. You could have Trent play the Raze, and then Ye play Chamber, and then on every other map just have Ye play
Damn.
Jet. That might
That'd
be
be-
filthy.
Love it. That would be
Where do you
But
guys
do you
think
think-
Texta would go though?
I don't know. I feel bad for Tex because he's like
Texta's
shown
a
I
good
don't know.
player. He's a
quality.
good player.
But do you think he's a tier 1 player? I always seen doubts with Text though, honestly.
He's
Yeah,
a tier 2.5 player.
You mean a
How about
1.5?
that? 1.5? Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
but you being
Almost there.
tier 1 having the dualist, like that dualist is the most required place. That's why, like, even Jay is like, he said, like, I'm willing to play Initiator Sentinel because like
Yeah.
there's no too many spots.
it's yeah. Smokes,
So
smokes, and duelists right now are the most filled roles.
yeah.
So
You need initiator really. So I feel like it's the most neat role that you need the most out of anybody.
I think
any
of the
role. To
teams
play
that are
with your-
looking for
yeah.
players right now, Initiator is the one that's commonly open.
I
Because,
feel
like,
like
Yeah.
double
'Cause, like,
initiator comps
Initiator and
are
Sentinels.
still really good, you know?
Yeah.
So
Or double Sentinels too, I think then.
No, it's
I would
weird now
say this.
because there's a lot of compositions now. You look at Haven, for example. You know, the meta comp is Breach
It's the
Sova.
Breach Sova.
But now there's
Sova.
teams like Furia, NRG now, and then you look at Game Changers when
Viper,
V Runner running.
Harbor.
And people are running Viper Harbor now.
Guard run Omen Viper.
Viper. Yeah, they're running
And they play a
Viper
Sky.
Omen.
I'm in Viper.
So they're only running a single initiator, but now they're just playing a stall game. So now it's like,
Well, the thing with Haven is it's so, if you have a Viper with a Poison Cloud and Snake Bites, it's so hard to retake their CT.
but
You can
it's-
stall for so much time.
But
Yeah.
that's not my point. My point is that there's a lot of meta change now where people are only running single initiator now.
Yeah. That's why
There's-
Sky looks like the best agent in the game right now.
Sky is the most
Yeah.
broken initiator. It's, you
He's
have
a
a
jack
heal.
of all
You have,
trades.
This guy's almost broken.
you have a
because-
heal.
because-
You have heal,
Wait.
flash, info. You have a drone. You have a
Yeah.
heal, which is not even initiator. You have
flashes,
flash.
yeah.
You
It's
have
just
flash.
nice.
You
It's
have
just
info.
nice. It's just nice.
Yeah,
You have a flash.
he does
You have
everything.
Her
info
ult- her
off.
ult
You have
is-
info off the flash. You have a drone, and you have fucking cabbages going everywhere, finding where everyone is.
Yeah, the ult
Yeah.
is one of the best mid-rounding ults you can have.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think
Even if you want to do a whole eco, like just going for it, just like throw that ult and like you rush the ult though.
yeah.
Pretty much you're gonna kill
I-
everyone.
Yeah, I think it's like when two initiators can do the job that Sky does way better because you get the scan, you get the info, and you get the
Yeah.
flashes of like a
But she still
Sova KO
does it really
or a
good by
Sova
herself.
breach. But Sky only takes up one agent slot and does like 85 to 90% of what those two agents can do.
Yeah, that's
which
the,
is
Yeah.
crazy.
and
and
I
it's
miss.
And flashes.
It
Like, I
doesn't even
love-
seem
I-
like
I love
doesn't even-
Sova. I love the tech
Yeah.
that Sova has. I mean, I'm a Sova main, so I have that bias. But Sky, yeah, it's unfortunate because Sky takes up so much of that power that that the other initiators bring to the table. So like
Yeah,
running the
it's now-
single initiator, it's fine.
now that we
Yeah. Even with
are
the healer.
now that we have to run two, a lot of pretty much every map except for like Ascent, you can run two controllers on. It's like
Yeah.
Sky is 100% being played on all those maps, and Sky's synergy with like the double wall comp.
Viper.
You can section off a
Yes.
part of the wall of the
And
map.
you could pop
and
flash
then-
out of those walls.
Yeah,
It's
or
amazing.
just send a flash into the gap between the two walls, and you'll be able to know if someone is specifically in the two walls.
Sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, this just evolved into us talking about how broken the meta is right now.
Yeah. Oh god.
It's gonna be interesting for
Initiate-
champs.
Initiator players are gonna have
Yes.
I think initiator players are gonna have the hardest time with this Rostermania. I think
Because
Thank
there's
you.
so many good ones coming from the double initiator meta, and you have to basically cut half of them out.
you have to cut half of them out.
Yeah.
But now it brings into the other
Wait.
question: can they flex on other rules such as the controller or the sentinel?
Okay, well, a
to
lot
make
of
these-
flash initiators also play, like back in the chamber meta, played the dive duelist. Like, Zekin and Asuna, who played the flash initiators on maps, also played the neon and rays.
And Asuna.
Don't forget about
That's
Victor
true.
as well.
Victor, yeah, Victor's Victor was
Victor as
the
well too,
I'm
playing
talking-
the,
I'm
the
talking about-
neon.
I'm talking about initiator controller. I'm not talking about duelist. But yeah,
yeah.
that's
I
the
can
thing.
see, yeah.
feel like
I
that's
mean,
a lot about harder
you
switch.
just, you just need to adapt.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a lot more of a pace, change of pace.
Mhm.
Like,
The game is
Yeah,
much it's
slower.
evolved in a way. Yeah, it's become way more slower.
It's become more
Um,
stall based, not
yeah, and
info
less
based.
about like
Yeah,
default and drop plays.
yeah.
unless you're EG
He's
fanatic,
become,
you can do whatever the fuck
yeah.
you want.
I mean, EG and
Yeah,
Fnatic are
Avatar
really
and-
good coaching staff right now. Give them credit where credit's due.
Yeah, Porter and
No, that's
me
why I
and
said they can do
me.
whatever
They're
they want,
just
bro. They're like their talent pool, their IGLs, their coaching staff. It's all just so immaculate that they can do whatever they want.
Do we
Okay,
want to?
You guys think?
Oh.
You guys think? Okay, this is a topic that I opened. Do you guys think G2 is gonna buy the guard? Yes or no?
No, I don't think
No.
Riot will allow it.
At first I did, but not anymore.
Yep.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, if Raya allows it though,
I think
It's
it
not
could
I feel
happen.
they will buy
It
it.
really won't happen. It really won't happen.
I don't think
But
it's
at the
happening
same time,
anymore.
it's yeah, that's true.
I think
I
it.
was like, I
for
was
the-
thinking,
prime
like,
time for G2 to be in franchising was like when they had the exit roster and like
Yeah.
it's
oh my gosh.
the public
Yeah.
the public of the bag, honestly, the
Second
public-
saying Andrew Tate stole my job. How do I explain to my mom that
Yeah.
Andrew Tate stole my
that
job?
was crazy. I remember. Yeah. Imagine how things would be different now, though.
Dude,
It
it
would.
would have been so different.
It was
We
just a
wouldn't, we
canon
wouldn't be
event.
in this call right now.
It was a canon event.
Yeah, it wouldn't be. Yeah.
It's a
No,
canon
no,
event.
no cryo on
It was a
100 Thieves,
canon
no
event.
Zekin on Sentinels.
No first episode of
BCJ.
the Hardstuck Podcast.
Facts.
Yeah.
I
Here we are.
Thanks.
Like I feel like Sentinels, they would be even like worse off if like G2
Oh well,
was-
they would have they would have picked up like guard or MAD players because they wouldn't
Oh yeah.
because they wouldn't have had Zekin or Def initially, which
Well,
maybe
yeah,
maybe
like-
would have been better. They wouldn't have
disagree.
Sicko
Zekin
either.
is such a strong
No, no.
player. And
Yeah, I'm
yeah,
just
Jet's a
saying like
kind of like mid when it comes to IGLing, but like at the same time, it's
yes.
like I feel like
no. I think
I'm not-
Zekin's a top 3 player in NA right now.
yeah, exactly. And I feel like losing that is just will hurt you so much, honestly.
Yeah.
So
Do
like,
we want to go over?
Holland is
Oh.
tier 1 potential by far, but
Do we want to go? Do we want to go over our opinions on the Champs bundle real quick before we finish?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the last thing we should discuss is how
Yeah,
mid
Randall.
the knife is.
How bad the knife is!
all right, let's
Oh
get
my
the elephant
God.
out
I
of the
actually
room.
like it.
It
I
looks
actually
clean.
like it.
It looks clean, but it doesn't have any
Yeah, it looks clean.
animations. It doesn't have
doesn't.
any
It's
animations.
disappointing.
It just has the default. It has the default like this and this.
It
Like you
looks like
see
They
They
just
don't
this.
have
reskinned the Jet Kunai knife and
Yeah.
with nothing
Like,
new.
on God, the M9 bayonet from CS:GO looks better than this thing, bro. The God knife, I would say, looks better. Has better.
Oh
animation
my
than this.
gosh! No
I
one
will
bought the
give-
gun knife.
Oh
I
my
will
God.
give Riot credit though. That
I bought
spray
everything.
looks amazing.
I bought
Yeah,
the
the spray
spray.
looks
I
good.
bought. Okay, so this is what I got. I got this stuff earlier. So I bought the Vandal first, of course. Then I bought the Gun Buddy, and then I bought the spray. I'm just not gonna buy the player card and the.
I'm gonna
Nice.
buy the
Why?
whole bundle. I'm gonna buy the whole bundle because it's just like
Just buy the whole bun. Yeah.
Oh, so
I
for the
think-
thing for me is like I did the math, and if I was gonna buy everything but the knife, I would be saving $23. But honestly, I'm not gonna use the knife. I like my VCT locket knife a lot more because I like just
Okay.
throwing it
that's-
really.
that's my- yeah.
And then I could just save the rest of my money for like maybe
An extra
like
hat
the night
at
market. yeah. Or because I already have the Valorant points, so I'm probably just gonna be saving it for like either the night market if I get like an extremely amazing discounted gun, like I don't know the Reaver Phantom for like 1100 VP.
Night Market does
or
return
it's-
September 9th though.
Yeah,
So don't
September
forget.
9th. So in
Yeah.
5 days, or
Ah.
if I just like
August.
max out my battle pass, then I'll probably spend my 1200 VP to finish
It's
that
10.
off.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
just what I
will-
have still.
I will
just-
most likely be getting the Gun Buddy and the spray, but
Mhm.
I'm not big on this Vandal. Like I think the effects are cool, but visually I'm not a too fan of like the model, like the actual in-game model.
Really,
Fair
you
enough.
don't like it?
No, I
Really?
think the effects are really cool. I'm just not a fan of like the shape, and then the sound's a little underwhelming in my opinion.
I like it. It sounds like an Apache helicopter or something like that. Like a
The one thing
helicopter.
Are you guys
That's-
aware of the last man standing part of the gun?
Oh yeah, I've seen
Oh,
that.
Like,
Wait,
You see, okay, you see the VCT logo?
Yeah.
yeah, and
it-
it beats like a
Hold up,
and
hold
then,
up.
like,
Yeah.
play, like,
It acts as like a heart pumping if you're the
If
last
you're the
man
last man.
standing.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I
so
think-
it's like
I
your
think the
heart
one-
is pumping
I'm
with
try to try it
adrenaline. Your
out.
gun reacts the same way.
The one thing that I do makes me want to buy it is when you get a kill and you get the finisher, it plays ticking away.
The finisher, yeah.
No.
Hold on, play
Going-
some
Yeah,
footage
finishers.
of the gun right now, Dane. Play some
My
footage
what?
of that. Play some
Oh,
of the footage of the gun. But yeah, so I think like it's all right. I think the 2021 Champs bundle is probably the best. Overall, especially because of the knife. This year's knife is honestly a letdown. I
It's a
mean,
little-
If the knife had been good,
Kunai.
I would have
this
bought
one-
the entire thing.
If it was
If
a
the-
unique animation where
Yeah.
you're spinning it, it would have
Yeah,
been
maybe.
yeah, just spinning it on a finger.
like
Yeah,
it
I
would
would buy it then.
Yeah, I don't know why they wouldn't. Yeah.
Get my $20 there. You know.
like it would have
but-
been. It was really lazily done, and I'm kind of disappointed. I hope that maybe Riot does something about it. Maybe they do an update, but I don't know. They
Yeah.
could.
Who wants
they
I don't
could-
think so.
sound?
They will.
Point, which is that did you guys see the fan animation someone made for the kunai?
Of like the
Oh,
of it,
yeah.
using the jet knives.
Yeah, or like they did a champions fan. They got the champions kunai, right? And they did a fan animation, idle animation, or inspect animation for it. Bro, it's so clean. Like they should have just hired this man or freelanced this guy and just made it. Oh god.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Like,
If-
I don't,
if-
have you seen that game? Or
Oh, what? Where it replaces the jet knives? I saw
No,
that.
like-
Someone wanted an Easter egg to be if you have the knife equipped and you use jet bolt.
no, someone.
the knives are
someone
replaced.
made their own- Someone
That'd be
made their own
cool.
inspect animation.
Oh, that's cool.
Kunai.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
I can link it to you if I can find it.
I mean, you're
I
spending
want-
so much on the bundle anyway. It might as well be something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something unique and like exclusive and yeah,
Mhm.
that's true.
I mean, I'm already getting the Vandal, and so I mean, like, yeah. I mean, the knife is kind of cool, but I just don't feel like it's worth that extra amount of money to pay. Cause I'm like, really, for me, I've been needing a new Vandal skin. Like, I have a Battle Pass Vandal skin, and now I finally have a good one. I don't need to spend much more money on Valorant because, for the most part, my collection is pretty much complete. I have like my Glitch Pop, Classic, and Phantom. I have my.
Do not ask me
Operator
about
or whatever,
Valorant
but-
skins unless you really
Don't ask
want
me
Oh
to.
yeah,
either.
it's not like you spend
Don't
over
ask
me.
$1,000 on it or anything, you know.
But
But
I sent it to you, Dane. You
Yeah.
should see it here. Like,
I
I'm
will
pulling it
say
if you want, you can
the
pull
last
it
bit
up
of
and
Wow.
go on what we could have had, you know.
Yeah.
the last thing I will say about the Champs bundle is, you know, when you stand inside the finisher and it like keeps going with the beats.
Yeah.
What I like about this version is it's that instead of it getting more hype and upbeat, it like tones down and it like plays like a lullaby
down.
song almost, where you're just in the crowd.
you're,
and
you're
it's
just
like
like
a-
enjoying
just
it.
a
You're
mo-
just marveling at it.
And it's
You're
just it's just
wow.
like, you know, that scene in the movie where you just reflect for 2 seconds, like what's happening. I love that about this bundle, honestly.
All right. Here are the fan-made animations.
See, that would have been sick.
Yeah, like if this is the potential we could have had. Bro.
Hire this guy for Riot, right here.
Yo, on God,
Yeah.
bro, just have him freelance and redo the animation, bro. Like, please, I beg of you. And then here's just comparing it to the current.
It's
Yeah.
so
It
bad.
looks like the like. Wait, you got
So
check
painful.
on what I sent.
It's
Huh?
like last year's butterfly too. It's just like they didn't do anything with the butterfly. The only thing they did is you don't have to
Or the
keep pressing
butterflies.
because you don't have to keep pressing your inspect button.
Oh yeah.
It just
I
repeats.
think the
Yeah.
butterfly was okay. I did
Yeah.
not like the Phantom from last year.
I liked
So-
At
it.
least the
thought
butterfly
it was
knife
alright.
had like a cool animation already, right?
I like the
Kunai
Phantom.
one is just like
They made the Mage Monk more interesting than the Champions Butterfly, though. That's what I'm upset about.
Yeah, they did.
That's true. That's true. You're right. You're right with that.
Yeah.
Like, they have 6 butterflies in the game, and the Mage Monk is the best one. Like,
Oh, that's steep.
no, like animation-wise, because it's the
Oh,
most
okay.
unique.
Oh, animation. Okay. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, you're like,
animation-wise, it's
Oh.
like the best. It's just like,
yeah, it's going all over the place. It's
Yeah.
cool. It's cool animation. Yeah, there's nothing.
like I wish they did that with last year's Butterfly for Champions, and like literally the
That would've been
Karambit,
sick.
the Karambit they made for 2021, it revolutionized what a Karambit's supposed to be like.
Yeah, exactly. They had a complete unique animation for the time because time
Exactly.
people had like but like it was pretty basic, and then Champions 21 Karambit came out, and like, it was amazing.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
as much as the butterfly knife like didn't have like new animations, at least it looked clean, and now this is just like literally just this.
Like I'm really considering
Literally.
buying this
That's it.
Champions.
Literally.
I'm really
IRL,
considering buying it now.
animation.
Like I don't know. My wallet might be saved, but it's like at the same time, it's like it's like a
I'm a
limited edition
merc-
skin, you know. You know, like the RGX bundle when it first came out, like everyone was having issues with the FPS drop, and then they fixed it, and then people started buying it. I wonder
Bro,
if it's gonna. I wonder if it's gonna be like that, where
Oh,
they fix the
yeah.
animation, and
Bro,
then
imagine they go like, all right, we messed up. We're gonna freelance that one fan animator guy, and then we just have him do it, and then just so like make hella profit, you know?
That'd
Yeah,
be
that would
cool.
actually be.
No, they're gonna
excellent.
implement the fan animation right when the bundle goes away. They'll be like, "You are the real fans. You
Imagine.
bought the knife, and so you're gonna get the real stuff."
Imagine it's like, haha, get paid
Imagine.
nerds. This is the
Well,
real
it doesn't make
animation.
any sense because you would want to make more money because more people would be buying the skin. But I
Yeah.
think it'd just be funny if they did it like that.
Bro, on dude,
Give him giant middle
Ryan
finger.
Seal is cooking something. He's cooking something crazy there if he does that.
Yeah.
All right.
But
One thing I want to discuss. What do you guys think about the song of this year?
It's
I like
so good.
About
I
taking
like it.
away.
It's so
they brought
good.
back Grabbits.
I-
They brought back
brought back
Grabbits,
Grabbits.
and
Yeah,
he
they
made
brought back
another
Grabbits.
banner.
I'm not gonna lie. Whenever I drive to work, I only play that song now. It's
Dude,
it's
Same.
every
flew-
single time.
I flew home yesterday. I was on vacation. I flew home. I was walking through the airport
Yeah,
with
welcome back.
it.
by the way. Forgot about
Thank you. With the song playing in my head in like my headphones, bro.
Dang.
I felt like I was a Valorant champion.
do you
Oh,
wait? Did you
right?
fly from LAX or into
Oh.
LAX?
No, I flew into
Wayne?
yeah.
I was about to say because I'm pretty sure LAX has a giant
They
Valorant
do.
Champions
Dude,
banner.
if
The
I had
giant-
flown
yeah,
into
the-
if I had
the
flown into
wingman.
LAX
and
I
you
had
listen
flown
to
in, like,
it.
no, if I had flown into
Man,
LAX
that would've been
and if I had
crazy.
flown in like 3 hours earlier, I would have ran into like Sideshow and Tom Biz on the way in.
No,
No.
way. It's a little late, bro. It's a little late. Unlucky, but it's cool.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
It happens.
Well, I think that's all the
I-
stuff we've had planned to talk about.
Yeah.
I mean,
It was a solid 2 hours of discussion for the
Hour,
first
hour and a half,
episode.
yeah.
I think we did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
Any final
Alright,
words, guys?
Hear me out. Carmine Corp signed Zywu from Vitality from CS:GO, and then they
Okay,
just
bro.
oh
Okay.
my gosh. All right, let's end it here. All right, everybody. Thank
Wait.
you for
Hey,
listening
Do we
thank-
want to go over things
to
people
our
should
first
expect from us?
episode of Hardstuck. And yeah, I mean, for expectations, I mean, man, what do we even have for expectations to get everybody?
I think we
Look forward to
talked a
more
little
seeing
bit.
these bears, I guess. These little VCT America
Oh yeah, we gotta
bears.
buy the
Need
Dan
more
the
bears?
Penguin one. The Dan Penguin one.
Yeah,
for
the-
next
Oh, I'm gonna
episode.
buy the penguin, bro. I saw that was
Wait,
so
I'm the
hard.
only one left out, bro. I was too broke to buy it, bro.
I need to buy the penguin, bro. Yeah.
I'm buying the but we have a couple cool segments we were thinking about doing. So
Yeah.
If
So,
you
we got some more
enjoyed
stuff cooked up.
if you enjoyed listening to us rant today,
Yeah.
Make sure to drop a
Pretty
follow,
much,
guys.
We
Yeah.
did talk earlier about bringing it, maybe talking about Apex every now and then. So, you know.
You did.
Another
Alright.
reason to
You.
hate Apex Legends.
Oh my god.
Maybe the game.
All right.
I don't
All
wanna
right.
play
This.
it.
Next,
I don't
we're gonna be talking about Fortnite.
Oh my gosh. All right. This will be the end. All right. This is the end of the podcast. Thank you, everybody, for watching the first ever episode of Hardstuck. We hope you enjoy it, and hopefully we'll see you next week. Thank you. Bye.
Bye, guys. Thanks.
Bye bye.